let me go ahead and mention a couple big news items. Let's see. Well, actually, before we go, we're going to do Marathon Day today, 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern, and helping the helping you master the markets through education, training, and experience. So let's talk about some of the big things that have occurred this week. We got some big news going on. And let's see, Jonathan, I'm going to take over the screen for just a second here while you're getting Tom back with us. I'll give it back to you after we get moving. But I want to take a look at some of the news items that we've had this week. Let's see. Now this is Econo Day, the U.S. market version. Go ahead and copy that link and share it to everybody in the room. By the way, one of the premier economic news sites, if you're looking for more information, this is a good place to go. So let's take a look at GDP, which came out this morning. One of the factors to pushing the market a little bit higher. Of course, we had the government shutdown in the fourth quarter of last year, and people were expecting that there might be a bit negative on the GDP. But when you go through and look at the quarter over quarter, prior quarter, that would be the third quarter, was at 4.3. We were expecting to come in at 4.3% for this fourth quarter. We actually did better than expected at 4.4. People forget government jobs are only part of the gross domestic product. So private sector really stepped up in the fourth quarter. We'll see if there's a cost to that as we move forward, but fourth quarter GDP, 4.4%. Now, the other thing that you look for whenever you're having that, sort of unexpected growth, is it going to affect inflation? And we've got PCE, personal income and outlays, came in, and we've actually got two reports here. Click on the first one. This is for October, where the PCE price index year over year was prior 3.0, came in at 2.8. Now that's the delayed data. Let's go and look at the next column here. This is for November. So we still don't have December, but we're moving through. We'll see if we can get things done. And PCE price index prior revised to 2.9, expected to come in at 2.7, went back up to 3%. So why did the market turn around after 9 o'clock? Well, because the inflation that everybody thought was going away came back. And that really makes sense, Tom, when you're looking at government shut down the fourth quarter, private sector has to step out. That means money coming in. That means a little bit of inflation. So it's logical that it behaved that way, but apparently a bit of a surprise. And we did see the market giving that sort of everything's good. No, it's not. Oh, wait, it's not that bad. That's sort of the story of this morning, the news items. Not too dissimilar to the whole Greenland and everything going on with that and the World Economic Forum. Everything's bad. No, it's not that bad. It's actually pretty good, but it's not that great. It's still okay. So we've had this kind of whirlwind of news items that have been driving the market. And Jonathan, if you can bring our slides back up, I think it's about time we go over towards the disclaimers and introducing Tom. But these news items have been giving the market a little bit of a whirlwind. And that's where things get interesting. And so Marathon Day today at DTI is actually coming in at just the right time because we're starting to settle things down and starting to see what the general market is going to look like going forward. Hopefully we get a better picture of that as we go through. Obviously metals were real explosive while the equities were looking down, but the equities are climbing back up. And hey guys, metals don't look too shabby right now, so they're still hanging on. All right, so what's our next slide here? Risk disclaimer. There we go. There is a very high degree of risk in involved in trading. You and you alone are responsible for the trading decisions that you make, both the good ones and the bad ones, the ones you do make and the ones you don't make. That's Everybody has to take responsibility for their own trading. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and that's your risk disclaimer. So let's go ahead and look at our next slide here. In my opinion, this is going to be Tom's opinion. So let's bring Tom Busby into this presentation. Tom, how are things going with you this morning?
Got any better, I couldn't stand it. I want everybody that was with me yesterday to post into the chat room, because yesterday I showed you how to create a mutual fund of gold and silver stocks. Type in there how much you're up on whatever amount that you bought yesterday with that process. Wasn't that great? We did that yesterday. Somebody type in there, get me cheered up here knowing we helped you. Okay. And you might want to, if you're new, you ought to go listen to yesterday's recording, because that's pretty sweet, I think. Okay. So I'm just waiting to see some answers. Okay. Look at that, $1,341 from my lady Jennifer. All right. Way to go. 1,100. All right. 181 on Pramila. $1,245 for Kevin. All right. Now, folks, I'm also going to do the same thing. I'm going to create a mutual fund of high tech. Are y'all interested in me doing that for you? I'm trying to give you some long-term plays for the year, and I thought I could do it by sectors that I think are good and tell you my picks. So I'll do that sometime and train and trade. But I think everybody enjoyed what we did yesterday. I got a lot of positive comments about that. That's my opinion. Now, I want to talk about the market timing indicator, and I asked Jonathan to give some key things here. And then we're going to go live and look at a market for the market timing indicator and let you just know how powerful it is. So let's just say, look, if you think about it, here it is on Thursday. We're trying to figure out, I'm going to do, by the way, I'll do 4 trades over the course of the marathon today. That's my number. Y'all happy about that? Remember the last 4 I did? Last time I had a marathon, you doubled your money. I call that was worth your time. But MTI is the way I look at the market, okay? And when I look at the market now, I'm saying, okay, let's check it out. So let me show you how. Step 1, think of the bigger pictures, which is the 7 sisters showing strength. And what we'll do, we'll go to a live 7 sisters and go through those and try to pick out what we believe to be the strong sectors for the day. That's step 1. Now, the daily scanner, this is what I like about this, and Jonathan's got it really organized, tells you what to be long and what not to be long. And it leads, S&P, NASDAQ out of the current weakness. That's just the way that works. And we have an intraday scanner to point us in the right direction. Okay, that's step 2. Now, Jonathan, you focused on Walmart. Tell them why you did.
Well, I know you like to buy stocks that are in a longer term buy signal, but trying to set up on the short term. So I wanted this is a good one that, kind of progression here. We know gold and silver markets are strong. You can pick from that lot, and we do, and you do all the time. I wanted to mention that gold is a bright new buy signal today. It's trying to lead the S&P and NASDAQ out of the doldrums here. And from the Dow stocks, I picked Walmart because we love Walmart. Great stock. And it also set up a very particular way where it's green on the long term, but it's kind of negative on the short term. And it says negative on the short term below 118.26. So I wanted to focus in on the short term chart. Therefore, we know on the long term chart we're bullish, but on the short term chart, MTI will give you levels what it needs to get above. And the 2 levels are the 2 white lines. You can see them more clearly the numbers at the top left. It says top 119.12, bottom 118.83. But we show you on the chart here, this is a short-term 30-minute chart. And quite simply, Walmart's in a bullish long-term trend. But on the short term, it's got to get back above 119.12 and 118.83, these two numbers, for buying to step back in on the short term. So we can gather all that right here from the MTI signals. We found the Dow trying to break out today, the Dow futures. From the Dow stocks, we have a bunch of stocks that are green, which is your strongest markets. I'll show you that next. Then you have some that are green and just setting up. Like here's Goldman Sachs. It's green. At the time, it was 9 cents from going as a new long. See how that works? Goldman Sachs. Green on the long term, the left scanner. To go long was 9 cents away. Here's Coca-Cola. We don't want to trade Coca-Cola though. So all sorts of just signals you can gather from this. I just chose Walmart because I like Walmart. But here's some more. Like I mentioned, this green is going to be your strongest lot to pick from. So look at Amgen, Boeing, Caterpillar, Home Depot, Honeywell, and there's more. I just bracketed off a few. Here's what those charts look like. Look at Amgen. Who's talking about Amgen? I'm not talking about Amgen. It's been years since I traded Amgen's, Tom, but look at this. Look at this picture.
I haven't traded in years either. Look at that. That's pretty wild.
And here's Honeywell.
And what we're trying to show you, you got so much information coming at you, get information overload. But what I'm going to do is go to a live market with MTI, and I'm going to find us an option that we can go for a real nice journey that puts money in your account. Are y'all excited about that? Tell me if you're excited, because that's what I'm planning on doing. That'd be trade number one. But we're going to show you exactly how to do it. Keep going, Jonathan.
Yeah, definitely excited to see that. Now, and then, of course, there's precious metals. Here's the strongest lot to pick from right now. It's precious metals. I spotlighted EQX because it was a bright green. Now, bright green means it's setting up as a new buy again today, essentially. Or on the short term, on a 30-minute basis, it's breaking out. So what does that chart look like? Excuse me. Look at that short-term chart. Look how it fell below the white lines. It says don't buy it. Protect your position in the short term. And now today it's gotten back above those white lines. And this is just kind of picture perfect here why we use MTI and what it can do. Just basically the bottom line is it really, endless opportunities. If you're looking to trade MTI, you're going to find something with MTI to trade. That is for sure. So you want to go live, Tom?
Yeah, let's go live and let's go find us something to put our teeth in. What do y'all say?
All right, I'm just going to bring up the chart portion.
Okay, the first stock I've looked at is XBI.
XBI, check that one out.
Yeah, see, this one here is one that I know y'all traded this one with me in the past, but I like it because I can spread it. But I'm going to do something a little different here, Jonathan. I noticed last night when I was covering MTI, the big gains on some of these happen about 30 to 35 days. So I want to go out to early March, okay, and find me a 3-wide spread on XBI. And that's what I want to use as our trade number one.
All right, let's see if we can find a 3-wide out to, you talking about the monthly March?
Yeah, see if let's check month of March, see if we get a 3-wide there. You might have to come in from there to get the 3. I'm not sure. Check it and see. My plan, if I can get one priced right, is to go for a juggler on this sucker. Okay, so Jonathan, I'll let him show you the one he selects, and what he's going to do is go out, probably something less than March the 20th, right, or third week, probably maybe the second week of March or the first week of March, but March 6th. Okay, and we're going to go for a 3-wide, right?
Yeah, I'll check the March 6th first. They got the first week, and they're missing the second week, but they got the monthly. We got 2 expirations to choose from.
Okay.
I'm just going to start. The price of XBI is at 131.78. Let's start just at the money and build a 3-wide from the at the money. That's marked at $1.30, Tom.
All right, let's go up a little bit. Go up a little bit. I want to sort of pay about $1 if I can find one.
Let's see, the 135, 138. Oh, nope. Well, that's too wide. It's kind of mismarked, but maybe the 134. Hang on a second, 134, 137. That's really wide as well. Not any open interest here, so definitely got to use the limit order on these. Let's see.
But we're going to be with it all day. We can always adjust it, okay? If we don't get filled.
Let me see what the March 20 looked like here, Tom.
Yeah, check March 20th. More
Well,
time's
March
better.
20. More time, but we lose our three wides, unfortunately.
We do?
The highest three wide you can do on the March 20 is the 132, 135.
That's too high. I don't want to do that. So maybe come in a week.
Yeah, we're back to the March 6th that we were looking at a little while ago, but
Hold it. Which one is that with the 78? Did I say a 78 something?
well, like I mentioned, the bid-ask spreads are too wide. It's kind of hard to tell what the true. I mean, look at this 135 call, $1.42 bid, 490 call or ask.
Okay. What day does that expire?
March 6th. So
What's a 132, 135?
again, look at that 284 bid, 610 ask on the
All right, go in a week. Let's go inside of March. You'll get a little more activity.
Feb 27th. Let's see.
Yeah, try the 27th of February. That thing should hit by then.
32.35. The bid-ask spreads are getting better.
What's 34.37? Let's do that one. 34.37. That's a good one. What date is it?
It's February 27th. It's got a bid of 53, offer $1.94. So you can.
I don't know that.
Your guess is better than mine. I mean, I'm pretty wide.
It's going from 70 to 96.
Well, it's just trying to market it however it can. It's too wide to trade confidently here.
Okay. Let's do it another way. Okay. Look at a delta 50. What's the delta 50 priced at?
385 by 470.
All right, let's start with a delta 50 and sell. Why don't you try to sell a delta 30 against it? See what you get.
Got $1.34 by 289. A marked midpoint of 211.
All right, I like that one. Let's do that one. Okay.
Give me a 30-cent range that you're willing to pay for it, Tom. If you would.
Well, you don't want to pay higher on this one than 220, and I would probably put it in at 205 and see if you can't get filled.
Okay, give me a few minutes to type this up.
Folks, understand I'm going to be with you all day, so I can swing back in and help you, right? Everybody understand I can swing back in? So let's go with a limit order and see how it looks. We always change it if we don't get filled, but we're going to be with you most of the morning, okay? This is XBI.
I want to say no higher than 220, but just throw out some fishing lines there. See if you can get filled $1. No harm in that.
All right, give me the strikes in what did I say? It's 27th.
Yeah, I forgot the expiration there, Nick.
Yeah, 27th, and give me the strikes, Jonathan. I'm gonna put my hook in the water.
It is a dollar or 132. You're buying the 132 call and selling the 137 call. Just like all the trades during these marathon and training trade sessions, it's going to TNT.
All right, we're gonna try to buy this, folks, about 205 initially, okay? Fair enough? It's called train and trade, making money. Now, if we get filled, I can tell you right now, we got to set our order in at 254 to take profit, okay, on this trade. So write that down. We don't put it in yet, but we'll wait till we get filled at some time if we stay with this one. But I'd go 254. Okay, Jonathan, 254.
Okay.
All right, this is on MTI. I want to look at MTI again for a couple other ones I'm thinking about, okay? Remember, I'm going to give you 4 trades today. That's going to be the way I pay you for being here. You like that? You like my approach? Don't ask you to come unless I give you a little sugar.
All right, you want to go back to MTI?
Yeah, let's go back. I want to look at a couple of tickers I'm considering today and they can put on their watch list, okay? That's definitely a strong one. Okay, let's put Nike in there next. Yeah, Nike's in play. Okay, let's put SLV. I'll obviously do an SLV trade today. Probably a call option on SLV at some point. SLV, how's it looking? Yeah, it's looking good. Cooking with gas there, as they say. All right. I'm looking. Jonathan, go to our scanner, see if there's anything I missed. Maybe that Amgen. You said Amgen. Let's look at Amgen.
Amgen was an interesting one from the Dow, but from the scanner here, let's see.
Yeah, go to the scanner. See if it tees up anything I'm not paying attention to.
Oops, hang on. I went to detach the scanner to show it, Tom, and I removed it. Let me build it again. Hang on.
What to say, Jonathan? They had it.
Okay, so I'm going to bring up the scanner and we're going to be able to cycle through various markets to kind of scan. This is the Seven Sisters right now. I've got scanner, a list of your gold and silver stocks that you like. Of course, those are going to look good.
I feel good about it. Look, I don't know how y'all feel, but I feel great. I showed you my technique for having your own mutual fund for gold and silver. Pretty popular stuff, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Let's see what else we got here. We can scroll over public and we can search, like I did this on the chart. There's the Dow stocks. We've already looked at those. You want talking about high tech? Let's go to public and look at NASDAQ 100. And I'm just going to sort by symbol. There's Apple negative on the long term.
Mm-hmm. Got any green for to look at?
Oh, look at AMD, green. You traded that one plenty.
Yeah.
Baker Hughes, let's see. CPRT.
The reason I'm going greens, folks, I'm just trying to.
Goog.
Yeah. Goog. Something like
Marriott. Micron. Still green.
OWN. Look at OWN. OWN's green.
Yep, on semiconductor. Sure is.
Let's go look at OWN on a chart. Now, what I'm looking at when I take it to the chart, I'm looking to see its placement, how strong it is. So it's weak on the short term. Everybody see that? It would tell me to stay away from it. So I would back away at this particular time from OWN, okay? All right. Somebody gave me an idea, IWM, put IWM in there. Okay, put that down as something we might trade today, IWM. Let's try it, Lockheed Martin. Lockheed Martin. It's green. It's green. It's green, Jean Marie. Okay. Let's just stop here and think. Y'all see why this is such an important tool? Give me a yes if you agree with me. It's such important tool. Okay. All right. I wanted to cover this because this really shows you the power of it. It takes you about 5 minutes to get on your computer. Jonathan, I think what we ought to do is play the tape on this, and I'll come back. We'll trade again. When I come back, let's listen to the actual full-scale tape. I did it last night. I thought it was a pretty good one. You have that recording?
Yeah, I do. Adam gave me the recording to play here. Let me cue it up.
3. One-fourth of our trades made.
What's that, Tom?
I said 1/4. We got one of the four. Who knows? I might just go crazy and do 5 or 6. We'll see.
Hey, Buck, it's probably about 20, 30 minutes, I imagine. Let's have a listen. MTI by DTI.
You learn by listening to all the different markets. When you want to have that tool? Well, guess what, folks? We're talking about it tonight. Nobody's got anything like this. I'm telling you, you can spend a lot of money out there, but you will not have a better tool than MTI by DTI. The breakout tool that I use really leads you where you need to go. Not just short term, but long term. Now, the performance shown is not typical. We make no future earnings claim. And hey, you may lose money. All trades are expressed or from historical data in order to demonstrate the potential of the system. The examples used are based on historical options and the benefit of hindsight, and percentages reflect that. What you see today is a tool for traders. Do I have any traders here tonight? Do I have any traders here tonight? This is indicator, success indicators based on the skill of the trader using it. Can't guarantee any specific future results, as there's always a high degree of risk involved in trading. See our terms on the DTI spread page for more information. In trading, there will be losers. You know about it. I've had plenty of them. Had one today. There's no black box miracle system that prints out winning trades automatically. The whole purpose of what I tried to do years ago was give you a tool that will work with any trader out there that wants a directional help with the market. Can't handle losing trade, then you really shouldn't be trading with real money. Again, losses in trading have occurred and will occur in the future. Now, for those that are new tonight, I'm Tom Busby. And if you will listen, learn what I have to teach you, you will have a full course in the art of trading. That's something I'm very proud of being able to do. What you're about to see is a giant leap forward in that process. It's a method that shows you how to execute trades like a Wall Street professional. Even if you're brand new, I know I got some new people, but if you're brand new to trading, you want this tool. And give you just a taste how powerful it is. Listen up. These are using options. What you predict some of the biggest breakout moves of the last few years. NVIDIA. Y'all remember when NVIDIA was averaging 24% a month? It didn't go straight up. But with MTI, we were able to ride NVIDIA for the sweet spot each and every month using MTI by DTI. You look at that chart very closely, you will see two white lines. Tell me you see the two white lines. Look at that sucker. Pretty nice, isn't it? Lunar, 140% gain on options there. I like moonshots. But we're not here to talk about them. We're about here to talk about my top 5 picks this tool has identified at the start of 2026. All straight for the best simple and buy sell tools our team has ever built in my 40-year career. I'm looking at it right over here. I can tell you right now the exact price, looking at MTI, that silver goes in play tonight. I might give it to you at the end if you're real nice. All starts with being able to take this, encode it, URL, put it on your computer within 5 minutes or less, unlock that tool, and level the playing field when tomorrow comes. Check your portfolio against it. It is one of the most useful indicators available anywhere. It provides real time, not past time, real time buy and sell signals on any stock. It means you always know whether to be long, short, or out of any trade. That's the beauty of this. It's called the market timing indicator, MTI by DTI. Let me show you how it works. Might look like there's a lot going on here, but it's actually really straightforward to use. Let your eyes find the two white lines. Tell me if you found the two white lines on this chart. Everybody see those two white lines? Tell me if you see a green arrow at the start of this rally. Give me a yes. You've been trained on how to use MTI, knowing that. You need to focus on that arrow, and all you have to do is wait for the other side of the fall to get out. That's your entry signal, long or short. Green arrow means be long. Crystal, you can see it? Good. Red arrow means it's going short. Not that difficult to follow, is it? And the exit is just as clear cut. You see the market timing indicators built in trailing stops with what you're doing. That way you never left guessing when to exit. You know, one day, I don't think it's going to be soon, but one day silver, the music's going to stop. With MTI, you won't get caught at the top because it will tell you when that's going to happen. Just follow those white lines. Line on the bottom of green arrows are trailing stop. You see it right there. Price is in the green. The buyer prints on the screen. New long entry. As long as the price stays in the green, we stay in the long. Ask Frank. In this case, with L3 Harris, it could have been a 227% gain using appropriate options, enough time to expiration. That's what you would have made. Works the same way when you get short, meaning the market's falling like the last few days. Kept us on the downside. When price drops down in the red, the short arrow prints, signaling a new short entry. The line on top of the red arrow is our trailing stop, and down we go. As long as it stays in the red, you stay short. Pretty simple stuff. We just got a suggestion, make our arrows bigger. We can do that, Jim. We'll work on that. Hopefully Jonathan can write that down and get it done for you. Could have led to 117% gain. Not too hard to manage. Here it is again on Microsoft. Y'all remember that stock? There it goes. This is a couple hundred points ago when it gave this signal on the daily. Look how Microsoft shot up after that signal. Look at that go. Could have resulted in 153% in less than a month. Even called one of my favorite boring tickers, like Southern Copper, not boring anymore. There's a green arrow giving the buy signal on copper. You read all the charts in the world, but you get that green arrow, you better pay attention. There it goes. 196% in 26 days. And again on Google. Google's the one that really gave a good shot too. Look at that one. Stayed bearish for a while, and then it turned green. The arrow came, Up we went, 30 days later, we went on a tear. Only this example could have led to 326% gain. So looking at these few charts, you should have came to a conclusion. You're not going to go into the MAR without MTI on your computer. You're not going to check MTI, both long and short term, about those green arrows, and then you're going to go, because that's the kind of market you got in the lovey-dovey stage. Which is, I think, the market timing indicator is probably the best directional tool that we put together over the years. It's simple, it's straightforward, you can't confuse it, can't interpret it, find the error, find the white lines, make your trade. Takes the most actual key data on any stock. Still, by the way, it works 24 hours. How you like that? Every day. Never guess. Do what the market tells you. This is the way to do it. Now, people love it to hear some of what our students say. Let's see if James is here tonight. Loves the market timing indicator before making every trade. Confirm it is a long in this case, and when to get out. Or Rhonda, I talked to her today. Excellent tool, easy to follow. She is one of the most knowledgeable people when it comes to water in the world. And let me tell you, she can glance at this and know exactly what her portfolio should be doing. Market timing indicator provides concrete data for decision-making process. Scott said, and timing, everything's there. Ability to trade his account would look much different without this tool. Now listen, before we get too far along, we all know there's bound to be smaller wins and losses in trading. Just because the market timing indicator doesn't mean every trade will work out. That's why you always hear me say, you should never risk more than you can afford to lose. Use level bets, means level out the bets on the options you choose. Now what I've shown you so far is just the beginning, built to work alongside the market timing indicator. We went further. This was phase 2 TI. It's called the Market Timing Opportunity Scanner, MTOS, which analyzes the entire stock market, provides you with confirmed buy and short opportunities on a silver platter. What a choice of words. Meaning you never left blindly guessing which stock to trade. In fact, running the scan, you see what kind of opportunities were right. You gotta love it. Most people open up their trading platform and don't even know which stock to start with. Not with MTI, not with Opportunity Scanner. It tells you right over here, be short this one, be long that one. What you do and how you use it is key. We cover that in our master classes. Automatically populates the list, what I found to be best stocks to target, tells you which ones to be long, which ones to be short. Those new buy and short opportunities every day. The market is open, where you want to do it short term or long term. Opportunity scanner prints buy, go long. That means price just crossed into the green, gives you an early warning sign, and there's the buy entry with a number. That means price is crossed in the red, and there's a short opportunity, gives a red signal. All you have to do is click on the buy or the short, brings up that chart to verify. And on an example, November 14th opportunity scan showed Honeywell had a new buy signal. Right into the green, there was a new buy entry. Clicking on buy pulls, up the chart and down. Sure enough, the stock took off like a rocket over the coming days. When the market timing indicator is a guide, anyone could have had a shot at 179% gain in less than 2 months. These are huge, folks. Don't leave home without this stuff. That was somebody else's commercial, but I wouldn't trade without it. Opportunity scanner works the same way to the downside, setting up both long and shorts. Tells you right there, spells it out for you where you don't get confused. One click takes you to the chart, and there's a red arrow. Down we go like a rock. Wow. Any stock you can plug in here and find out. You can take your portfolio tonight and go through it and know, do you have the right stocks or not? If they're above both the daily, which is on the left-hand side of the chart, and above the short term, stay with it. If they're above the daily, you go to the short term, you find your timing. 313% in only 33 days on that. The market timing internet sets a real-time course of action for you to follow for every trade. An opportunity scanner analyzes the entire stock market and hands you confirmed buy and short opportunities on that silver platter, designed to level the playing field for traders. Like I said, our top students absolutely loved having this in their arsenal, easy to scan, James B. said, of all stocks in his system. Sandra loves the charting and the clarity they give. I look at charts all day. They don't tell me this, but this tells you when buy it. Pretty good. Market timing and helps one stay disciplined on entries and exits, keeps you calm down, makes you money. That's what you want it to do. Now the 5 tickers, let me introduce myself and make sure everyone knows me if they haven't met me before. Who am I? My name is Tom Busby, Air Force Blue. Been on a lot of shows over my career. You've probably seen me if you've been around long enough to know that. I'm an active trader since the 70s. That's a long time ago. Member of Chicago Mercantile Exchange. My early professional career, I was a senior vice president with Smith Barney, which later on became Morgan Stanley. This is the real insight. My fascination with the 24-hour market became because I had a Globex terminal outside of Chicago, one only 50 had that permit. I have 3 great books, Winning the Day Trading Game, The Markets Never Sleep, and Trade to Win. Still viable today. I call that long term. The resume I'm pretty proud of. One lesson I've learned is that I want to pass on to you, picking stocks on your own is a suicide mission. I had one lady, speaking of that, had picked 96 stocks listening to CNBC. Ooh, I shouldn't have said that, should I? People in there say, this is a good buy. You know, out of all those stocks, she only had 2 that was profitable when I got with her. That's crazy. She just listen. Hey, I'll buy that. I'll buy this. Just look at the research. More evidence that it's really hard to beat the market over time. 92% of financial professionals can't do it. 92% of professionals struggle to consistently pick the right stocks, so they don't understand how it's all put together. Being around since it was put together gives you a great understanding. And it's easy to see why. Even the brightest traders in the world have dozens of variables to analyze. What we've done is take MTI by DTI, give you a fast, real quick way to determine long, short out, which I argue is the most important question of my career. Should I be buying or should I be selling, or should my hands be in my pocket, not trading? MTI solves that for you. Institutional accumulation, debt ratio, earnings per share, corporate news announcements, cash flow, price to earnings, free cash flow, beta, all that. Really gets confusing when you add all this stuff together. Open, high, low, 52-week high, low, the day range, year range, upgrades and downgrades, all the things that can screw up a good trade. That's why you need MTI by DTI. List goes on and on. It's information overload. So if your trading isn't going as well as you think it should be, hey, don't beat yourself up. Get the right tool. For folks like us, it's quite literally not enough time in a day to even get a feel for what's going on, let alone find the best trading opportunity. So I set out to build this tool that can help analyze all the necessary data for us. I know it wasn't easy. Our computer programmer that did it understood trading. That was a separator. God knows my method. And he charged top dollar to write this code. But in the end, it was totally worth it. We tooled actual key data on any stock, distill it down in real time, buy and sell signal. Take Tesla, for example. Last year, the company started off strong, made its way into the Mag 7, but then things turned south. Prices started to slide in February. They fall on safety probes, downgrade, all the things that went wrong, coughing up some early gains, brought more bad news, poor earnings. Took another blow when Elon stepped down as CEO of Twitter. Financial press was telling folks to hit the exits. But on May 25th, the opportunity scanner showed a new buy for Tesla right there, BUY. That meant the stock had crossed in the green. There was a new long entry signal. Sure enough, there's the green arrow we look for. There's the chart we like to have after we've been in it. Anyone that entered extra with the market timing indicator could have seen, in that case, almost 292% in 32 days. It was a similar story for Fifth Trade Stock Bank. At the same time, news broke of a major acquisition by the bank. Market reacted unfavorably with the acquirer. On the heels of drastic sell-off came the bombshell that took the entire financial sector down, the collapse of Silicon Valley. Remember that? When all the banks fell out of bed, caused Fifth Third Bank stock to fall off a cliff. Matter of days, it lost over 30%. Back-to-back earning misses, stock stayed down, even fell on positive earnings, and finally sideways for months. To make matters worse, in early November, they were fined $8 million by the SEC. Avoid the stock like the plague for good reason. But on November 14th, this day will live in history. Out of nowhere, the buy signal came. Get long. What happened next? Green arrow appeared. There it is. Up we went. It soared. If you like to catch stocks that have had big sell-offs, maybe like a Nike or something like that, use MTI. This is great for that. Shot at, in this case, almost 442% on options in a few weeks. Back half year, stock was range bound, traded sideways for months. No one knew if NVIDIA would make new highs or fall back to previous lows. On January 5th, the market time indicator signaled a new buy for NVIDIA. Green arrow, here we go. Off it took like a rocket, falling along the market time indicator. Any trader could walk away with 581% in only 46 days. Now that's pretty crazy return in a matter of what, a month and a half? That trade alone could turn a minimum of $1,000 into 6,100. Anybody would like to make that trade? Well, guess what? In the lovey-dovey stage, you're going to be able to do it. There's going to be opportunities. Make enough to pay a mortgage, do whatever you want to do with the money. That's why I think the market timing indicator can be a total game changer in the way folks approach trading. Listen to what some of our top students have said after adding it to their trade. It takes about 3 or 4 minutes to get it added. Like Deborah S., market timing is exceptional. Use that word exceptional. When I trade user tools, she's had nothing but winners. Jim B said 105% on Nike. I was just talking about it. Another 7.5%, 753% on Netflix. Oh, I remember that trade. Slowly but surely, follow along. And as great as market timing indicator is at picking up on swing trade opportunities, we know the markets get chaotic. We call it the Trump negotiation. And people might want to trade shorter time frame. Works fine for me. Everyone knows day trading's in my DNA. Heck, I literally wrote the book on it. Winning the day trading game, way back. So of course, I built the market time indicator to work for day trading too. When you open it up on your trading platform, look at it on the right side. I'm looking at it right now. Silver is approaching my major breakout number right now. I'll let you know when I finish this presentation where that number is, according to MTI. That's what it looks like when it gets going. That green arrow pops. Now the market, drill down on it, any time frame you want. I like using 30 minutes and daily. Those are my two favorite. I see some people use a minute, 5 minutes. It works for every time frame you want to trade. It fits the traders what it does. The market timing indicator automatically adjusts to the time frame you choose. All you have to do is wait for the error to show up. And when the error shows, away we go. Pretty cool. You know, I got one of these short-term errors today on MU. Go check MU out right now in the night market. Tell me, wouldn't you like to have that trade? All you have to do is wait for the green arrow and go with it. Up we go. Simple, straightforward. We don't like complicated. We like things that work here at DTI. Write that one down. 53% in 3 hours is a nice return. It works the same way to the downside. short error prints where the stock goes down. I can tell you right now where the market's rising. I can tell you exactly using MTI where it turns back down for the general micro E-mini. When price goes above the line, that's our exit, 60% in 4 hours. Here it again is on Netflix. Really likes Netflix, doesn't it? There's a green arrow, up we went. 77% in less than 2 hours on the short term. See it again on Motorola. There's the green arrow, up we go. Gotta love it, don't you? There it goes, 95% less thrift. I am so excited that I'm talking about MTI by DTI tonight because somebody out there is going to be part of what we do tomorrow during our marathon that we're doing. I'll explain later. 95% less than 3 hours, and again on NVIDIA. There's the green arrow, 2 hours time, pop. It's so simple for everybody out there. It puts you on the right side of the market by following the simple rules. Okay? Pretty good. If you're a swing trader, day trader, hey, type in, tell me what kind of trader you are. I'd like to know. Swing, short term, long term, or all three. Doesn't matter. This works. Market timing indicator is there to help you time your entries and exits, taking actual key data and making it work for you. Hey, what did our students have to say? Constantly making money when using the market timing indicator. What Glenn said. Been around a while. Jerry B. He said, I wouldn't want to live without it. Not trading, he wouldn't. Crystal's all three. All I want folks at home to have the same experience as Bruce, Glenn, and Jerry. I invited you to add the market timing indicator tonight. Do not procrastinate. Get it on. Get in our room. You don't have to be a computer whiz to do it. I figured it out in 3 minutes to get it loaded on my computer. That's simple. It's great instruction how to do it. Copy that EL and the Thinkorswim platform. 60 seconds, you'll be using the market time, how easy it is. The download guide's there to read about it if you need to. Once you're done, you start using it right away. There's the green arrow. If you need any assistance, we'll be glad to help you. We'll spend time tomorrow morning covering it as a backup. All you have to do is wait for that green arrow, like with Pepsi. There's a green arrow. Then we caught it short, now we're going to catch it long. Have you ever heard taking money both ways? With the non-biased approach of MTI by DTI, you can get it both ways. That's what I like about it. No bias. Green arrow signal long entry. Here it comes. Soaring, soaring, soaring. Market timing indicator had a shot at, in this case, 126% in a few weeks. Or the down arrow for your short signal, like what happened on Walgreens, April 4th. There's a short arrow. Down we went. Look how Walgreens take after. Anyone that followed along with the market timing indicator could have seen 211% in only 35 days. And remember, the market timing indicator works the same way for day trading. Take Microsoft on May 14th, green arrow print, 115, new long entry. Microsoft shot up afterwards, and there we go. 75% in less than 4 hours. Wow. Occidental Petroleum, there's the one oldie goldie from the past. Red arrow printed at 9:30, signaling a new short entry. Oxy slid off a cliff, down it went with the red arrow, stayed below the lines, 182% in less than 2 hours. These are great option plays. The market timing indicator sets a real-time course of action for you to follow each trade, hoping you time your entries and exits every step of the way. But half the battle for most folks is knowing which stocks to trade, right? Knowing where's the best place for me to put my assets and manage them accordingly. That's a big battle for people. They got money laying around, they can be putting it use with MTI. Pick up the market timing indicator today. Include the opportunity scanner. Clear as a bell what you're going to do. That way you never left blindly guessing which stock to target, end up trying. Tells you when to buy, tells you when to sell. Click the buy when the arrow's there. Stock took off like a rocket over the coming days, following along in market tending anyway, 151% in 45 days. That ain't bad. I'll take some of that tomorrow. Here it again on BlackRock. Remember this stock? Buy. Here we go. There's the green arrow. On a tear, off we went. Using the market timing area, we had a shot at 310% in 2 months. Opportunity scanner. See the steps I'm doing? Same steps every time. Gets repetitive, doesn't it? I have that green arrow. What's my number on the opportunity scanner? Let's go. Time to dance. Now, we could have priced this market timing indicator at any price, $39.95 for access to both. Now, what is it going to cost? Because you're here tonight and I want you to have it. I've got the price sliced and diced. Tonight's your night. Like I said, $39.95 is a fair price for what you're getting. Probably guess that's not what we're going to ask you to pay if you want to join us. Better for folks who take action right now. I recorded a series of workshops that go along with it for different types and styles of trading. Let's talk about workshop number 1. This is 2026. This is January. In 2026, the market is predicting it's going to go higher based on everything that we use, right? So why not have good long-term stocks in your portfolio to take advantage of that? But here's the beautiful thing about it. You know where the door is to exit by buying those stocks. You always exit. Workshop number 2, let's do some short-term trading together. We'll do that tomorrow. That's workshop number 2. Workshop number 3, let's do some income and day trading and or swing trading tomorrow also. That's why we're doing a marathon tomorrow here in the lovey-dovey stage. How about income? We did some income trading today, didn't we? Workshop number 5, putting it all together, how it all works together, and make sure you got a good understanding of how to use this great tool. Get insights, how you approach each strategy based on our 40 years of experience. We packaged it, sell everything separately. We decided not to do that. We want to make it simple. All these things I've talked about come as sidekicks to MTI by DTI. If we started at $3,995 for 1 year's access, it'd be a fair price when you decide how good this thing is. In fact, it's worth it. Having a new list of certified buys and short candidates every day is worth that much. You don't have to look anywhere else for the MTI by DTI. Not to mention each one will have entry, trailing stop, and exit criteria. But because we're here tonight, because of one of our students' great success, it brought it to the forefront how important it is for everybody to have it. No reason to stop with the price we're going to offer. Here's what we're going to do. Watching this webinar right now. A 50% discount will take the price down. That's a pretty big discount, folks. 50%. You divide that number by 2, $19.97 for the year. But we're not done yet. We're going to take off during this webinar. We're going to add lifetime access. Means if we upgrade it in the future, there's no additional cost. That means no subscription fees, no recurring fees, no data fees, no annual renewals. It's your decision to be part of the crowd that's got the VIP. Make your decision even easier. Unlimited free code updates. We do that from time to time. Unlimited. That means when we add new features and functions to the market timing indicator opportunity scanner, you automatically get the new download, notified and told to below it without having to pay an upgrade fee. So $19.95 is an absolute steal for a lifetime. Let's do something crazy though. Let's do something crazy because we're here together tonight. Market timing indicator nailed some of the best breakouts. Let's be part of it as we go forward in 2026. If you get MTI and you go through this year and you're a big success, I want to hear about it because this is what I would call that missing ingredient you need to start your analysis when you trade. 5 picks, all at the start of the new year. I'm such a believer in market timing indicator. I use it every day in my trading. So folks, if you let me, we'll personally knock off another $500 to take the price down to a rock bottom price of $14.97. Drop that price, Adam. Let it have it. Let's limit how many we let go of that price, because this is lifetime, folks. If you're ready to start using the market timing indicator, opportunity scanner today, you want lifetime access, click the link in the chat, buy it, buy it, buy it, dtitrader.com/MTI, call 904-706-3532 if you got any questions. Within 5 minutes, you could be using it, get set up on your trading platform, and a new list of buy and short opportunities every day. But not just today, tomorrow or next year. When you take action tonight, you're good for the rest of your trading career. Get started, do it, click the link in the chat, or call that number above, 904-706-3532. Hear what traders like you've said experience the market timing indicator. Old Dave blew everything else out of the market. He's tried everything else. I promise you, old Dave's tried everything. Or David R., who said it's the early, easiest decision of all time, one of the best tools for everyone to use. Peg just wrote in, she made 14% the first time she used it. Way to go, Peg. Click the link in the chat, secure your lifetime. This is for lifetime, dtitrader.com/MTI. Call 904-706-3532. $14.97 lifetime access. Get going. Now here's the stocks I've personally chosen right now, and I'll answer some common questions. By the way, if you don't have a Thinkorswim account, put $50, open an account, and get live data. You don't have to trade there. You can use any platform you do. So here's the ones we chose. Question number 1, what trading platform does it work on? Market timing indicator. Opportunity Scanner works on Thinkorswim. It's free to open a Thinkorswim account. It takes less than 60 seconds to copy your URL. A lot of people do that. They want to trade with other platforms. How do you download it? Very simple. Simple, step-by-step instructions. Easy to do. Less than 5 minutes, you'll have it on your computer. Step-by-step, there it is. Up and running tonight. That's your goal. Let's go into tomorrow with it before we start the marathon trading day. Both the market timing indicator and opportunity scanner are included tonight in the lifetime offer. You get the lifetime access to both, no subscription fees, no recurring charges, no data fees, no annual renewals. Now, I can only guarantee that the lifetime upgrade for those watching right now. If you wait 3 or 4 days, we might pull it down. You can use it for option trading, for anything you want to do. It does it. I didn't show any examples of that, but it does work for options too, remember. Click the link in the chat, lock in your membership. Let's get started. dti.com/MTI or call that 904-706-3532. Say that number together, 904-706-3532. Is there any training? Yes. I've got in the membership portal, I got 5 major workshops. You got it. Workshop number 1, long-term trade. Workshop number 2, short-term trade. Workshop number 3, swing trading. 4, income trade and other techniques, and putting it all together. Make it your weekend assignment to do that, okay? These workshops will help you, give you a clear understanding. We're going to be using it tomorrow. I'm going to be using it tonight after 9. Get insights how much I'd approach each strategy based on 40 years of experience. For to talk to someone, call that number above. Somebody will take the call. Put your email and name in here if you'd like a call tomorrow. Don't want, if you want to have somebody call you tomorrow, preserve this deal, do that. Go to dtitrader.com/MTI. What are the 5 stocks? Let's take a look. MU. What do you think about that, folks? MU is one of the stocks. This alone made everybody have a scholarship.
And for this time, you gave this last month. So.
I know. That's how good it is. Look at it. Whoa. NVIDIA gave you the breakout price. Waiting for the green arrow. QQQ, green arrow. SLV, how about that one? Two, I'm telling you. KGC, three. Three of the five have already paid for MTI by DTI. Would you like me to update the list for the new people that sign up? $14.97. Get signed up. Get in the room. I will post the new list no sooner than the markets open tomorrow for all the people inside the Telegram channel. That's a promise. I'm making a note for myself to do it in the morning. New 5. What a time to get it. During the lovey-dovey stage. Folks, I laid it out there for you. I can't get the point across any better. Anybody got any questions? Chandris, be sure you put your name and email in there to reserve this price. FCX at 44. Took some big profits. I use both of them. The tools we've developed at DTI are fantastic. Now, I read something I wanted to read to everybody. I thought, Tom, you've opened a whole new world of me since I heard your first lecture. I don't just mean the tools, but the world-class education live trading you personally offer has shown me how I can successfully day swing and trade futures. Don't forget portfolio stock building on your retirement. I'm a better disciplined and process-oriented trader because of you. Wow, what a nice thing. Please don't retire. No plans to retire, folks. I love it. You can tell I love it. Folks, any last minute questions? It's time to go back to trading in about 7 minutes.
All right, folks, MTI by DTI. I'm going to put up a 5-minute timer, and when the timer is up, we're going to play that song and get started with session number 2 today. But go to dtitrader.com/MTI. You can give us a call if you'd rather, 904-706-3532 for MTI by DTI. Let's throw up that 5-minute timer.
Hey, Jonathan, before you get the timer up there, let's modify our price to $2.10, $2.10 on XBI, $2.10. And we'll take profits at $2.54.
Okay.
Folks, are y'all enjoying the marathon so far? Well, when we come back, I got another trade number 2. Hey, hey, hey. So everybody doing good? All right, we got one trade under our belt at 210. Does everybody understand how this works for, does everybody understand how this works for how much you put up and how much you make? Okay. So let's say that you bought 5 contracts and you paid $2.10. How much money would you put up on 5 contracts times on options $2.10? $1,050. Okay, now if we pay, I want you to do the math here. If we sell this for 254, our net 254 minus 210 would be 44 cents, correct? And profit times 5, it'd be 220 over 1,050. What kind of return would that be? If we put $1,000 up and we sold it for 254. I want Jonathan to go through this because I'm trying to do it for you in my head for you. But the idea is I want you at 21%. So if we're in this thing 3 days, that's a pretty good return on investment, isn't it? I want everybody to understand that. It seems like people this day and age are lost on the math. And I want to make sure everybody understands the math. Jonathan, will you sort of go through the steps to calculate what I just did in my head for everybody?
Sure. Now I'm doing other things too, so I might verbatim not get you there, but the trade is at 132, 137, and we entered at 210. On a option basis, there's a 100 multiplier, of course, so $2.10 is $210 of risk. And Tom said, I believe, how much money would you have risk if you traded 5 contracts? Well, 210 times 5 is 1,050. Is 1,050. Now,
so basically, you're putting 1,050 on the line.
Target is $2.54. So if we get filled at 254, that would be a 44-cent win or a $44 win on our $210 per contract. On a 5-lot basis, $44 times 5 is $220. And $220 of profit, if you divide that into 1,050 of risk, you get 21%. 21%. Let me show you that on the calculator. Let's see here. Calculator. 200 and we said $20 of profit divided by 1,050 of risk. Right, 21%. So it's $220 divided by 1,050. 21%. If you want to turn that into a percentage, you multiply that decimal by 100. There's your 20.95%. That's how the math works. 21% return on your risk.
Does everybody follow the math on that? Tell me no, and we'll go back through it. I want everybody, you got to understand this basic idea, okay? Okay, Jean Marie says she doesn't understand the math. So can we do it in steps for her? Like step 1, how much are you putting in the option cost times the number of contracts?
Step 1, $2.10 is your entry. On a dollar basis, you got to times it by 100 to get $210 of risk per contract because that's what you pay, $210. What you pay is what you risk. All right. That's step 1. If you understand, type yes. If you don't understand, type no. Or if you actually don't type yes if you understand, just type no if you don't understand. The next step was Actually, let's just forget about the 5 contract basis. Let's just look at it at a 1 contract only. If we buy it at $2.10 and we sell it at $2.54, how much profit can we make? $2.54 minus $2.10. That's a 44-cent profit, or on a dollar basis, that's a $44 profit.
Yeah, each option, you got to multiply it times 100 to get to 44 bucks. So if you got 44 cents times 100, that's how you get the $44. That's what it's worth. That's the way options work by contract. And then you multiply the number of contracts times what you enter at and what you exit at, and that tells you what you made. See, we take that for granted because we've been doing it for so many years, and I'm learning that we need to go over that to make sure people understand it.
So if we make 44 bucks profit, what do we risk? We risk 210. So the way you find your percentage return is you divide your profit of $44 by your risk of 210. 44 divided by 210. Now that, everybody understand that? 44, your profit divided by your risk, 210. That equals a decimal 0.2095. And we can turn that decimal, if you need to think about it, you know, as a percentage, you can turn that into a percentage by multiplying by 100. You get 20.95% or 21%.
And Jonathan, these trades are going in what room?
TNT.
TNT. So in TNT, if you don't hear from me and not a member of TNT, which is our worldwide 24-hour trade room, okay, then you need to exit this trade in 72 hours. Well, when 72 hours, that's 3 days. The day happens to be what? These trade hours. So today's Thursday, Friday. By Monday's close, you ought to get out of this trade if it's not working. But if you're in TNT, you might get some special instructions, you know, where I cancel that sell if it really looks strong and milk it. That's the value of having me jump in with my experience and milk these things sometimes, okay? But 21%, that ought to make everybody here stand up and jump up for joy. You're getting you're getting paid for being here if you take the trade. That's what's happened. Now, I saw a question. When would you exit this trade? We answered that one, right, Jonathan? Okay. Did we answer every question about this trade? Did we answer every question? Where you get a good understanding. He's written it out there. Notice he's got the symbol, XBI. It's a debit call, means money's going to come out of our account to pay for it when it's debit, right? Correct? We gave you the strike price, buying to open. And we told you where we're going to sell it to open, and the net difference between the two is $2.10. Now, paying $2.10 versus outright buying the 132 call would have cost us about 3 times that much money. I'm going to ask it one more. I want everybody to give me a yes if you fully understand what we did. I see a no. Who typed no in there, John? That went by so fast. Debbie, what are you confused about? Tell me where you're confused. Because if you're confused, somebody else out there is confused also. So tell me where you're confused. You got a lot of yeses, but Debbie's. Debbie, I'm waiting for you to type where you're confused. I can't hold up everybody, but tell me where you're confused. Buy to open OTT is 435.
The buy to open strike, Debbie, is only half the equation. You got to buy to open one strike and sell to open the other. All right. And the buy to open strike, of course, is going to take money out of your account, but the sell to open side is going to bring money in, and they net out to a debit of
I
$2.
go to, why don't you demonstrate? Debbie, you use Thinkorswim or do you use Tasty Trade?
But we're going to use Tasty Trade. It's easier to see.
Okay.
But if you look here, if I get rid of this 137 strike, I got a green buy on the 132. It's marked at about $4.15. That's if you bought it outright, but that's not the trade. All right. If we were just buying it outright, the slide would say buy to open 132 call, period, and give a price. But we're buying to open the 132 call, and we're also selling to open the 137 call. There's two different legs. This is called a vertical debit spread, or we call it a debit call spread because it's a spread and you're paying a debit for it. But notice that when it's just the one leg, it gives you a 415 price. But when we add in the sell to open side, it lowers that price to a marked midpoint of 204. Because you're going to be paying $4 and change for the 132, but you're going to be receiving $2 and change for the 137. Those net out to a debit. Should be able to get filled at 210 or less.
Okay, let me tell you, answer Steve's question. He's a new option trader. They're not letting him place debit spreads. Steve, do you have an account with Tasty Trade? Okay, I would recommend you get a Tasty Trade account. It's a lot easier platform to learn options with. My buddy Tom Sosnoff did that one. He made it real simple. So I would highly recommend you take time. If you really want to learn this, get that. The other thing I'd recommend to everybody, there's a book that, Debbie, you got to get this book. Order it and get the copy and memorize it, okay? And that book is optionplaybook.com. It's about, I guess, 39 bucks. Get it and just read it, read it, read it. It's really simple stuff on options. That's fine. Steve, Tasty Trade will let you do this trade in a Roth. In fact, if you fill out your form right, they'll let you do anything inside your Roth. I've got a Roth with them. A lot of brokers won't let you. That's what you need to do. Be sure to put your experience when you first thought about it. That's the way I measure it. All right, so we finished that. And I appreciate all my experienced traders for bearing with me, but I'm here today. I'm here all day with you, and I'm going to answer questions and all that. And I appreciate all my senior traders and senior students that say, so why don't I go do something else? Well, this is all part of the reason I'm here, because there's a lot of missing gaps. Lynn asked, what's an all bets off? All bets off means that's where you don't want to own that trade anymore. That's simple. Okay? You don't want to own that trade. In other words, there's no hope of it working, so just get out at a certain number. On this trade, we put a time limit on it, 72 hours. I found it's a lot easier to do that. Okay? All right, Jonathan, the next thing I want to do is go back to MTI by D-type. Let me ask the question. Tell me, did anybody come on board with MTI after the presentation and the time we spent on it? Was that important? Did anybody come on board with that presentation? We put a lot of focus on it because we know it's going to help you. Type in, yes, I got MTI because of the presentation. I know a lot of you have it, but I'm curious if we were able to make the point, okay? Good, Steve, good. Anybody else? Yes, you are filled at $2.10. Set your order to liquidate it at $2.54 and you're done with the trade. Again, I'm asking the question, did anybody come on board with MTI? Buck says, ask, how many do not have MTI? No, who does not have it? Tell me who does not have MTI. Bill, you need to get it, son. Let me ask you a question. Could you build a house if you didn't have a hammer? I'm just asking a simple question, yes or no? Would you say a hammer might be a necessary tool to build a house? You're talking about your hard-earned capital making good odds type trades, and we've got a tool here that's going to help you do that. All right, Jonathan, go back to MTI and let's look at XBI on MTI. I'm trying to make a point here. If you're going to play this game, play it with the right tools.
XBI.
Send Adam a message and send a deal saying we're starting block number 2 of marathon. Maybe let people know. Will you do that for me, Jonathan?
Yeah, they're actually here for block number 2. They've already been sent that message. We just extended block number 1 a little bit longer than expected.
No, I know, but you don't get it. Look at the number of people. I want Adam to send reminders out and get people here for block number 2. Peg 6 for 6 with MTI. She got it Monday. You're on scholarship, Peg. All right, this is XBI. Do you notice that XBI is still in the buy area and it's definitely bullish? We got enough time for this thing to work, and that's what you want to see. Okay. Now, the next thing I want you to put in here is IWM. Put IWM in here in MTI. All right, this is still in play. I'm going to wait a little bit on IWM to get past Genesis, but here's a trade I'm going to do right now. SLB. All right, Jonathan, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go out. Let me look at my calendar. First, explain what a put credit spread is. Let's go through that and explain that, because I'm going to do a put credit spread on this. I'm looking at my calendar. SLB expires Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm going to go to the 28th of January on this one, Jonathan, but Let me tell you what I'm gonna do, okay? The 28th. This is for SLV. We'll set it up, okay? Twenty-eighth of January. Jonathan, I'm gonna do on the 28th of January, I'm gonna do the 81, sell the 81 and buy the 80 and a half. So let's explain it from those terms. My expiration date is the 28th of January. And I'm gonna do it for 12 cents. So I'm gonna work it like I did the other one. Okay, Jonathan?
Okay.
I'm gonna put it in at 12 cents. Right now it's about 9 or 10. So it's got to come to me a little bit. Okay. Fair enough. But we got to explain the spread.
So what a credit put spread is, it's a bullish strategy, first of all, a bullish strategy.
Hold on, let me answer it before you jump in there. Mark's got a complaint. Let me read it. You bought futures and training course and neither show up on one click. Okay, Mark, we don't put futures inside one click. Okay, why don't you put your name and number and we'll give you a call. Okay, and make sure you're set up straight. Last night in the Telegram channel room. Okay, in the Telegram channel room, we had an application trade, basically gave people another scholarship. So give me your name and phone number, and I'm going to call you personally. I'm going to get you straight and organized, okay? I need your phone number, though. Type it in here. This is why I like doing these marathons. This kind of stuff surfaces, it drives me crazy. Hard as we work to get this information to you, stuff like that happens, Mark. Not your fault, ours. Will you put your name and number in here? I don't see it. Has he put it in there? There it is, thanks. When I finish today, you're going to be my call, okay? Answer the phone from a 251. Okay, Mark? Polly. What number is related to a target price of 69.44? Is that a silver or is that what kind of market would go to 69.44? E-mini. Okay. All right, Jonathan, I'm sorry to keep interrupting. There's just these kind of questions just drive me crazy because I want these people to make money and they can't make money if they don't understand what the next step should be. Okay. Right?
That's
That's
right.
why I like doing these marathons that get all this stuff to surface, get everybody straight. Might not make money today, but we'll make money tomorrow if they listen and understand. So take it away, Jonathan. Teaching about a credit spread on SLV. You got the floor.
Yeah, a credit option or put spread in this case is a situation, any kind of credit option spread is when you receive money first, you sell it for money first into your account, and you want to exit later on at a lower price. You sell first at a high price, you buy second at a lower price. Now think about how puts work. A put option gains in value as the market falls. and a put option loses value as the market rises. So if you sold a put option of any kind first for a hopefully higher price, and you wanted to buy it back later at a lower price, what has to happen to the underlying stock? Does the underlying stock need to go up, or does it need to go down to make a profit on the put side? Again, I'll explain it again. Put options they increase in price as the underlying stock goes down, and they decrease in price as the underlying stock goes up. Now, normally you might buy a put to make money as the option goes or the stock goes down, but we're not buying puts. We're selling a put strategy. So to make money on selling a put strategy, the stock's got to go up. All right, so that's the first thing you need to do. Does everybody understand when you sell a put spread, the stock needs to go up because you have to reverse the logic, the put side, when you're selling a strategy. So if we sold this put spread, again, if we can sell it for 12 cents, we sell it first at a high price. We want to buy it back later at a lower price. We want the stock to go up. Or at the very least, we want the stock to stay above our put strikes. Because the SLV is at 86 bucks right now. What will happen to these put options down at 81 and 80 and a half if we get to next Friday and SLV is still at 86 or still anywhere above 81? What will happen to put option strikes that are out of the money at expiration? That's right, they expire worthless.
So stop there. If you sell something and receive cash, you get to keep the cash because the obligation goes away, correct? That's the whole goal of doing this.
Yeah, yippee, Jennifer says. So let's see if we can get filled at 12 cents. And if SLV goes even higher from here, we'll get paid faster. We'll be able to buy the spread back at a lower cost than we sold it for at a faster clip, maybe tomorrow or the next day or on Monday or Tuesday. But even if SLV stays the same price, or even if it goes down a little bit, as long as it stays above 81 by next Friday, these options will day by day gradually decrease to a zero price. Price will fluctuate, but next Friday, if SLV is above 81, we'll be able to buy this spread back at 3 cents or less, or let it expire worthless. Now make sure you're buying and selling the right legs. You want to sell the 81 strike and buy the 80 and a half. If you look at this, look at the value of the 81. Let's just use the marks on the asking price. The value of the 81 is $1, and the value of the 80 half is 90 cents. So in order to receive a credit, what do you need to do to each leg? If the 81 has more value than the 80 and a half, well, you definitely need to sell the 81 and buy the 80 half. That's the only way to get net credit. Sell the one of higher value and buy the one of lower value, and that gives you a net credit when you net the two transactions out. And we want to do so for a limit of 12 cents. So make sure you check when you call up the order to sell the 81, buy the 80 half. Make sure you change your limit to 12 cents, see if they'll fill us at 12 cents. and it's marked at 10 cents right now, so it's not going to be filled right away. You'll have to set your limit order and let it work.
Why do I like it? Okay, you ought to ask this question. Why do I like a $0.50 spread and getting 12 cents? Anybody ever done the math on that one? If I get 12 cents, it expires worthless. Jonathan, show how much the return would be.
All right, let's bring up the calculator. When you're selling a put spread, in order to find the risk of the trade, the first thing you need to ask yourself is how wide is the put spread? In this case, we simply take 81, the first strike, and subtract out 80 and a half, the second strike. And you can see they're 50 cents apart. The two strikes are 50 cents apart. It's a half wide spread. Now we received 12 cents. And first of all, that spread can be marked at a maximum value of 50 cents. Now, we sold the spread for 12 cents. All right. If we sold the spread for 12 cents, we receive 12 cents up front.
Which is $12.
That's right. It's $12.
Which doesn't sound like much, but what if you did 10 of them?
Well, let's not get there yet.
I know I'm at 100, but that's okay.
If we sold it for 12 cents and the maximum the spread can be priced at is 50 cents, that would be worst case scenario. If we sold it at 12 cents and had to buy it back for 50, that'd be worst case scenario, but that's our risk. And to be clear, the maximum value of the spread could be 50 cents, or I should say maximum price would be a better way to say it, minus 50 cents minus the 12 cents we receive for selling that spread. The difference between those two numbers is 38 cents or $38 on a one contract basis. Remember the $100 multiplier. So we have a chance to keep our 12 cents or $12 on a one contract basis while we're risking 38. So 12 divided by 38. That means we have a potential return on our risk of 31%. Let me turn that into a percent. 31.5758, however you want to round off, about 32% return on our risk if we can keep all $12 of our premium per contract. And we're basing it off of our risk, which is $38 per contract.
Now let's do some, y'all want to see the other side of the rainbow? Who wants to see the other side of the rainbow? Okay, if you got $1,000 to put on this trade, how many $1,000 of risk capital to put on this trade? That'd be doing 20 contracts, right? So on expiration day, you'd make what, 240 if you let it expire? Everybody follow the math on that? So if you did this once a week for the rest of the year using my formulas, that'd be worth how much to you? Would be 52 times 240. Jonathan, multiply 52 times 240.
Let's see, 52 times 240. If you didn't take any losses, that'd be pretty damn good.
Well, I'm gonna come back and give you losses. It's 12,480. Multiply 80% times that.
Times 0.8.
Okay.
1,000 or 10,000 or so.
$10,000. What could you do with 10,000 on a Cadillac Approach? Once a week, 52 times a year. Anybody use the extra 10,000?
Go to Spain.
This is how valuable what I'm showing you is. Let's go back. Go back to MTI. Look at the setup. It's bullish. Now put the roadmap up there with SLV on it. Okay, that's on SLV on 30. Put it on a daily. Got a lot more to go. Look at the daily. Don points out you got to subtract commissions from that, but he's missing the big picture. You know what he's missing? Guess what Don's missing? If you do enough contracts, they'll lower your commission. Well, you've got enough money in the account. Or Max said, just let it expire worthless, right? Carol, you're doubled your account with me. Do you worry about what you pay them to execute the trades? And she's doubled her account with me. I don't see. Pretty good. Don't do the trade, Don. You go find a trade like that. I advise you to go get a CD and forget it if you can't see the picture. The big picture is this trade is so valuable that I would be sending me a love letter right now. Said, thanks for showing this to me. Nobody ever showed it to me. I think you could do this trade in Tradier at no commission, paying $10 a month. I think you can check them out if you want to check them out. Platform probably would work for you. Somebody research, does Tradier charge commission on this trade? Okay, everybody understands the trade, right? This is trade number 2. We're working it at 12 cents, and I'm going to adjust it during this process. Lynn, it's Tradier that doesn't charge commission. Neil said they waived all charges for him. Yeah, Steve, it will fill. We will adjust this or the strike price before the end of the day. Let me ask you a question. Has anybody ever showed you how to make money like this before? How many people's enjoying the marathon? Well, everybody copy and paste, show everybody how how people appreciate it. I like that. Gwendolyn says she's at work, so she takes a break, goes out in the hall and picks up an extra $240. I like it, Gwendolyn. Thanks, Don. Okay. Jonathan, what I'd like to do is go through a few symbols with the roadmap and showing trades setting up here at Genesis, okay?
Okay.
And did you get did we get a trade journal to share with people, by the way?
I was looking over a few the other day, or not the other day, just a few minutes ago, during the earlier session.
I just think it would help people because obviously if they put it down on paper, I think it'll start making a lot more sense to them. You know, they don't realize how valuable it is until they actually see it grow their account. And a lot of the experienced traders are using their accounts shrinking. You know, just pretty good stuff. Bob says he appreciates me giving him the mutual fund of gold and silver yesterday. You're welcome, Bob. All right, what I'm going to show you, I'm going to just call out some tickers here, and I'm going to show you a setup happening, okay? Is that okay? All right, so let's go through a couple stocks I'm looking at. Let me just call it out. Go through AMD. Start with the daily and go to the 30-minute. AMD, obviously off the charts. We won't even need to go to 30 minutes there. Not today, not here at Genesis. Okay, go to Amazon. That's the daily. Look at the 30-minute, Jonathan. Okay. I'm not seeing Genesis on yours. We're past Genesis time. You have a
It's
white.
Yeah, Tom, is there. It's just the open and the close are the same spot, so you don't get that big white area.
Oh, you're using your roadmap?
No, you're on Jonathan's, but I
Hey,
see the same thing.
Chuck, you're welcome to take over. I really got to use the restroom. My duty calls, if you know what I mean. But hey, Tom, I'll be back in about, just a minute, but I'll let Chuck take over for
Take your
now.
time, Jonathan.
All right.
That's Amazon.
Let's see. Grab that. We're looking at Amazon.
I want to look at a daily and then a 30-minute. I'm trying to find a buy signal that looks good. Okay. But I got to see Genesis. Where's Genesis?
Well, we're on the daily here. The daily showing everything.
Right. Go to 30-minute.
Intraday. Yeah, Genesis is right here. It's just the difference between the open and the close is so small. Can't hardly see that white bar.
All right. Do IWM.
All right.
It's weird how yours is too small. Mine is perfectly easy to see.
I think it's the outline of the candle.
There's that white line. Okay.
Yeah, you can see IWM.
Let's look at, I tell you what, let's look at the QQQ. Put the QQQ in there.
All right. Again, very, very small difference in the open and the close. Open at 621.01, closed at 620.92. So you don't get a lot of white in there, but
Hold on.
we are.
Hold on. Right click and download data, Chuck.
All right. Let's see.
Okay.
Do it the old fashioned way.
Okay, put GLD in there, daily and then a 30-minute.
ELD.
There we go. Now we got one. We got one now. Where'd it go?
Flipped over to swing.
No, go to 30-minute.
All right. Let me flip it back real quick. It's deciding to load up pretty slowly.
Download data.
Yeah.
You might need to shut down and bring it back because your roadmap is really.
Well, we're flipping back and forth. And
Quit flipping. There, that's what I'm trying to show, and you got it right there. Lower it down, let them see it.
Yeah.
That's a buy signal on GLD. Everybody see that? Agree? It went into the buy area, and now we made a new high. Would y'all like a trade? Would you like a trade off the roadmap software? Now, I'm not going to put this trade out for those that don't have the roadmap. It's just for people with the roadmap, okay? I'm kidding. Everybody can take it. But, okay, Chuck,
Yeah.
if you look at GLD, it's in a perfect buy signal, right? Let me give you the trade. Give me a second. I'll go find it on GLD, okay? GLD. Does everybody understand what a buy signal looks like, right? Okay, so I'm going to go out a little time on this one because I found out when I got it all cooking with gas, it's cooking with gas. Let's go to February the 20th, okay? February the 20th, and we're going to do a 450. Let me double check to see if this is what I want to do. A 450, 453. Let's see if I can get that done. 450, 453. I can do it. Okay, this is $1.43 for a 450, 453 call. Okay? It's $1.43. How much money is it going to cost me per contract? That's right, $140 a contract, right? So if you did 5 of it, how much would it cost? Do 10, keep the math simple. How much would it cost you for 10? $1,430, right? Okay, so if I pay $1.43 for it, I need to set an order good to cancel where I'm going to take profit, right? So about 30 cents higher. Let's set a limit at 174 good to cancel. 174. They both have profit potential. I wouldn't give them to you, Trader Ann, if they didn't. You think I'm going to give you bad trades when I'm public like this? I'm going to give you the best I got. Now, I don't know I don't know if it's going to work out or not, okay? But I'm going to give you the best I got. David got filled at $1.35. That's GLD. Okay, so far today, we did an XBI trade, right? We did an SLV trade. We hadn't got filled on it yet, though, have we? No. I got filled at $1.35 on this one, okay? But we got filled on 2 of the 3 I've given you so far. I still haven't gave you an IWM trade. I'm gonna wait on that one. And when Jonathan comes back, Chuck,
Yeah, Tom.
if you were trying to talk to a student that didn't have the roadmap, what would you tell him?
Well, I would tell them, number one, get it. But I think that there are reasons for that. We've got some slides that I can go through to explain that. If you're
Why
up
don't you
for
do
that.
that? Go through those slides.
All right, let's do that. So,
Buck's telling to see a psychiatrist.
well, that would work. That would work. But let's see. Keep things positive here. So, roadmap. The idea is raising the odds, and we're looking for a 67% trading edge with the roadmap software.
So
So,
stop you there. In other words, if you learn these 4 signals, you can be at 68% accuracy if you do it right.
I believe that's what we're saying right now.
No, it ain't no belief about it, folks. That is the truth he's telling you. You're eliminating the trade that you should do. For example, did I go short GLD? No. Did I go short SLV? No, I did a bullish strategy. Did I go short XBI? No.
Yeah. So the amazing thing here is when you look at the markets, there's always 3 options, right? Go long, go short, stay out.
Right.
So if we can eliminate one of those options, we have taken away a third of the risk in any particular trading scenario. So that's where that 67% trading edge comes in. So let's go through and look at this. When we look at a buy signal, this is in the roadmap software, and I'm going to show you the roadmap software in just a few minutes. We're going to get to the live market, but first of all, let's look at the concepts here. Buy signal. The first bar that moves into the buy zone is known as the buy penetration bar. That is this one right here. You can see it on the chart. If a subsequent bar moves further into the buy zone, that is your confirmation bar. This one came right away, and you can see that move there. So we're into the buy zone, and then we go further into the buy zone, breaking above the high of that previous bar. A buy signal occurs once a buy penetration bar is followed by a buy confirmation bar, and then you look to see, of course, if the trend is going to continue. In this case, in this example, it did. All right, so let's go through and look at the opposite side of things. And this is a buy failure. The buy signal is a failure if the subsequent price action breaks the low of the penetration bar. In this case, you can see our reference bar here went into the buy zone, but the market didn't follow it up with a break of the high of that previous bar. So we didn't get confirmation that it was a buy signal. What we end up seeing, though, is the market comes down and takes out the low of that penetration bar, and that's where you get the buy failure. Nice big move. Typically an exaggerated move. You might have seen a little bit of that yesterday. Could probably take a look at yesterday's example with the live market in just a few minutes here. But a buy failure bar breaks the low established by the buy penetration bar. That's the big thing there, is get below that low. Now, these signals work in both directions in the market, both the bullish direction and the bearish direction. We have sell signals. First bar moves into the sell zone. That's your selling penetration bar. And then we look for that confirmation, that secondary move, get beyond the low of that penetrating bar. Pretty simple. Same as the buy, it's just inverted. Now we go to the next option here, which is a sell failure. And that's when you see the sell penetrating bar go into the sell zone. And this is coming from the reference bar here. But then instead of confirming the move, we break out the opposite side of that penetrating bar. And then you get that sell failure, which actually becomes itself buy penetration confirmation. So you get kind of a double whammy in that example. Now we'll get into roadmap scans in just a second. Before we change away from the charts though, I do want to take you back in here and let's look at what's going on here. Tom is focused on that GLD. And one of the things you'll notice from the Genesis bar, we don't get a penetration right away, but we do on the next bar. That's 11 o'clock Central, 12 o'clock Eastern, where the market goes into the buy area. And then you have the move above the high of the penetrating bar, which on GLD, that was 449.78. You're up to 450.26. So we've got confirmation, and we'll see if the market makes it up to that target at 450.94, maybe even get a little bit more going on. Okay, so let's see. Still learning how to rely on the roadmap software. Please confirm the ES had a sell failure this morning. Let's take a look at the E-mini S&P. Now, if you're going to be trading, I think you need to pay attention to what's going on with this particular market. It's kind of one of the big ones. It's hard to see right now because I don't know how those buy zones and sell zones lined up on RB3. Obviously, for those of you that don't know, we get a little bit tighter with that range as you move throughout the day. The early morning, you've got the full broad spectrum, but what we're looking at right now are the buy and sell zones from the Genesis bar. So we did see the market go down below the low of RB3, but then it came back and broke above the high of that second bar there. So you get a little bit of a twisted turn. I'd have to get a little bit more detail going back, and unfortunately, they used to have it where it would reset. But I gotta play around.
Generally, Chuck, just to let you know, generally the ideas could right, because if you look at it, that RB3 bar, once you get higher in that bar, wherever that high is, then you got a reversal on the day. But it's not a pure, what I would call sell failure because of that. Okay.
Yeah,
and,
we're moving into the buy zone right now. So if we get to the next half hour and have a confirmation,
right,
then you got something going. So it could be setting up there. We'll keep an eye on that.
I think what I would concentrate on if I was new to the roadmap is getting buy signals and sell signals down first before you got into the more advanced sell failures or buy failures. But we got a module inside the roadmap training that really, really helps you understand all this. But did anybody hear me say yesterday about the 3 phases of Trump negotiation? Y'all remember me talking about that? Who heard me say that? Well, what you can expect, we're in the lovey-dovey stage right now. In the lovey-dovey stage, typically a market in the Trump negotiation will go to highs. Put a daily up there on the E-mini. And the high was 71.35, I think, right?
70.36. So off by a century.
Yeah, 70.36 was the high. So I would expect in the lovey-dovey stage, you saw me talk about this in the TNT room, I would expect us to eventually get above that high. And then all these people that I guess they blew their mind because of what he did, you won't hear from them. They'll go into the shadows again and wait for him to negotiate again. Anyway, that's the way that works. The 3 phases of Trump negotiation, you need to understand it.
Yes, sir. All right, so let's go ahead and look at that next slide here. We've got roadmap scans. The accuracy module is just the start. Roadmap scanners will point you in the direction of the strongest stocks on the street based on the DTI method. And what you're looking at here is an example of the high noon scanner. Let's go into our roadmap software and let me actually just create a blank tab here that we can play around with. And we'll go into our scans. I think that's going to be, let's see, where is high noon?
It's under scans.
Okay. Well, let's see. I'm trying to figure out what exactly is happening here.
Let me see if I can get it on mine. Hold on. Is Jonathan back?
I'm not sure. He should be around somewhere. But let's see. Let me take you to a.
Chuck, you need to hold it. I'm just going to tell you, your roadmap needs to be, if you have this happen with your roadmap, you ought to shut it down and bring it back up. Shut your roadmap down. Mine's working great. Shut it down and bring it back up. It should fix it.
It's under my scan. Hang on. So
It's under scans, not my scan.
Looking for the high noon. There.
Yeah, take over, John. Hey, Chuck needs to shut his roadmap down and bring it back up. It's
This is
screwed up.
probably our favorite. So under scans here, there's upwards of 10, not quite that many, but this is probably our favorite one because it's based off of the DTI method, what we teach. A lot of times we just go back to the basics and if I do some scribbles on the line here, we say, hey, what's making a higher high and higher low above the prior bar? And a lot of times we're doing it intraday, like a 30-minute, or we say what's making a lower low, lower high, or we're looking at, what's an inside bar, what's, made a lower high, but also a higher low inside bar. Well, we're essentially doing that with this feature on a weekly basis, a week-to-week basis. So for bullish, we're still looking for that higher high, higher low. But you can see here, we have marked on the scanner a prior or previous week high and previous week low. We give you the data from the last week. So like Advanced Auto Parts, AAP. Last week, that stock made a high of 44.32 and a low of 41.40, excuse me. When we ran this scanner, that stock was trading at 46.41. All right, so the question is the stock above last week's range? And has it made a higher high? Or is it below last week's range, having made a lower low? And it's obviously clear on the table here, right? It's green, and so it's higher high. It has the numbers there. You can see it with your own eyes. When we pulled in the scan, it was at 46.41. That's above last week's high. And it's also above the month open. Got to add that in there too. So because it's above the month open and above the prior week range, it's filtered into our high noon as a long candidate. We're trying to take out the noise. We can't trade any stock that's not above last week's range. I mean, we could, but it'd be really, maybe a day trade, short term. You're not really trading a strong trend. We're trying to trade a strong trend, a market that's, actively moving up. And the way we do that across any time frame is find those higher highs or lower lows for bearish. And that's what this scanner is doing. It's a fantastic scanner. It is by far my favorite. I think Tom, you too. So look at Apple. Tom's saying short on Apple. Well, you don't have to just take Tom's word for it, although it's a good thing to do. You can confirm it with the roadmap. Look at last week's low, 254. The month open, 272. The stock's down to 249. All right, no coincidence Tom's saying don't buy Apple. Well, it's been showing up short on our various indicators. MPI, it's short. High noon scanner here, short. You can go to a roadmap daily chart. It'll be short. So The really neat thing about this, if you go to the bottom here, just focus your eyes to the bottom of this feature. It's got top 20 longs and top 20 shorts. That's going to be based on a percentage change from the monthly open. Let me repeat that. Based on a percentage change from the monthly open, what are our strongest stocks? It lists them top to bottom. You can't quite see all 20 because I don't have the space, or the font is a little bit too large, but Moderna is your strongest stock from our list of, stocks that we scan, and we scan several different exchanges. I think, definitely the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ, and more to pull in these stocks. But based on our high noon criteria, Moderna is the strongest stock. I'm just going to open up a chart of Moderna so we can kind of see it on a daily basis. And so, yeah, that's definitely a market that is tradable. And what do I mean by tradable? Well, you don't see a massive gap in the price and it flatlines. You'll see like a massive gap in the price and flatline on a stock that, maybe is getting taken over and bought out or something. That's not a tradable opportunity. We're looking for, okay, Moderna is our strongest stock on the high noon. Is it tradable? Well, the way to see if it's tradable is, well, go to a daily chart, see if it's trending, higher highs, higher lows. Let's go to a 30-minute. How does it trade on a 30-minute basis? Well, look at this beautiful chart yesterday. That is an absolutely tradable move. All right. So Moderna is definitely tradable. All right. You can get an idea of how much it moves each day by looking at the ATR, the average true range, which we have right there on the chart for you. And we know it's going to be confirmed above the monthly and weekly opens already, right? Yearly open, because that's, one of the main reasons why it showed up in the high noon scanner to begin with. But we have that data over there to the left for you to confirm that too. What's awesome about what Tom teaches is that as we go throughout the trade day, all of his insights, I mean, if you're paying attention, his insights, I don't know a good way to say this, they show face as the day goes along. One of Tom's insights is the Genesis time frame tends to mark the higher low of the day about 4 out of 5 times. Now, the Genesis time frame is marked on our reference bar charts or compass charts with a white reference bar. It has a little Y up the top. Where did today's high come from? About what time? About the time of Genesis. So there's Tom's insight showing up again. All right. Right there on the chart of a stock that we haven't talked about in months, but it showed up on high noon. We just took a look at it, and lo and behold, it's a very strong stock to begin with. And on an intraday basis, looks like it might have found a top on the daily. Now, if it makes a new high above 55.14, then might have an opportunity in the afternoon. But for now, it's kind of off the board for a short-term trade today because Genesis has marked the high. Does everybody see all this lining up?
You're doing a great job. Isn't he doing a great job? Showing the Genesis feature inside the roadmap right now.
Genesis under tables. Let's get rid of these other things. Tables, Genesis.
I have a whole piece of real estate dedicated to this one feature inside the roadmap. Watch this. This is incredible. What it's about to say.
Yep. I've got one built already. Let's go to Tom Simple. This should be the one from our Tom Simple workspace. We'll double check.
Okay.
Hopefully the futures are rolled over here. Yeah, they're rolled
Look
over.
what Laura did. Laura, you get a bonus.
Laura used the roadmap yesterday. She found Moderna from the scan. She bought, looks like calls, and sold them this morning for 135% gain. That's exactly what we're trying to pass this tool and this knowledge to you so you can go fishing, for your opportunity, just like Laura just did. That's awesome, Laura. Thanks for typing that in. I'm actually going to share that with Adam so we save it for later on.
Yeah, I copied and pasted it. It's so good.
1 second here, Tom.
Hey, Buck, I did give her the almanac by giving her that gold trade. Go check the price out.
So speaking of gold and silver, what the Genesis feature does, I just mentioned on that chart of Moderna that Genesis tends to mark the high or low of the day, 4 to 5 days, give or take. Well, what the Genesis feature does is it's trying to identify the days where it truly trends all day, the continuation day. So you don't see a higher low during Genesis. You see the market push past that. If we're up the highs, you see the bulls really take over for the day and push price higher. Or if we're down at the lows, you see the bears really take over for the day. So if you're looking at this Genesis feature here, right, and you wanted to trade the market long, and let's say that leading up to today, crude is long for the year, so maybe leading up to today, you'd been playing it real short-term bullish. Well, the last thing you want to do today is try to play crude short-term bullish, right? It literally says short right there. Price is going down.
You know what I like about it, Jonathan? If you go to your 3-day hour, just real quick side note, yesterday I made the comment. I said crude's got a lot of resistance at 60.50 because that was the high in December. What happened? Genesis sets up as a short. If you're a futures trader, you're in there short right now, making money. That's
Right.
the beautiful thing about futures. But look, we've been talking and doing all this stuff. Let's let the people here give us a few symbols to put in there and see what Genesis is saying about those symbols. Just give us a symbol or two that you don't see here that you want us to check out. Gold, they want us to put gold in there. Put gold in there.
I'm gonna right click and add symbol for GLD.
Yeah.
It's gonna open up a new tab here, but I'll go back over to Genesis.
That's my tab. I'll leave it on right there. What is it telling me to do on gold? Look under LSO. What is it telling me to do? Looks like I read the MTI and read the roadmap. So hey, I'm long. That's pretty good. Silver futures was up. That's why I put the SLV trade out. Give us another one. Somebody put IWM in there because I hardly ever trade it, but I'm thinking about trading it today. Hey, Roger Sessions, my futures trader from Texas.
Hang on. IWM. It's out right now.
That's where we're going to be. All right. Let's see. IWM. XBI. Put XBI on that sheet.
Right click, add symbol XBI. It always goes to the other tab, but we'll toggle back. It says out right now.
Yep.
But the thing about this is that, you can, all these features, Tom, I mean, the way you've built them, they tell you long, short, or out, but they also give you the information, the data driving them. So over here to the right is an HH and LL. That's the high it needs to get above for it to say long. You can see it's not too far. In fact, there's a little bit of threshold. We put our experience to this table. It's got to get above the number by a certain threshold before it says, okay, you're good to buy it. So you can see XBI has got to be getting close to that.
Yeah. So there's steps to go through. Step number 1, go to MTI by DTI. Make sure you're above all 4 white lines. Step number 2, go look at Genesis and see, especially after Genesis, and see what's bullish or bearish. Okay. You put it, if you want to, you put GLD in there since it's on all cylinders. Okay. Look at that. Isn't that great? That's gold. There's people trading gold for years don't have this tool. Okay. Then you go over to Genesis, it's telling you, then we'll go to the compass chart and you'll see why you ought to be long. Got a buy signal over there on GLD.
And it's hit target off the.
Yeah, hit target. Does anybody know how much we're up on that gold trade we did? Somebody said we're up 10%. Is that true? How can that be up 10% in less than an hour? Hey, for Rob Jeffrey, he's one of my favorites. Put RTX in there.
RTX. Okay, let's go to
I own RTX.
let's go to MTI first. You can see it's long on the daily here. For it to strengthen up more today on MTI, it's got to get above 198.5. Go to the roadmap. We're going to add RTX to the Genesis feature. Loading in, it says out. It's got to get above 203.03 on the Genesis feature to confirm. So Genesis has got to need to work a little bit more on the Genesis than it did over there on MTI.
Yeah, MU is one of my favorite stocks. Plug that in Genesis. What does it say?
Add symbol MU. Above 398.5.
Yep. All right, so we covered the scans and roadmap, and we showed you the patterns as much as possible. Now, do we have a link if they want to buy the roadmap?
We got a link and we got a video we can watch too. Let me dig that
Well,
up.
I don't want to play a long video because it's already 1 o'clock. Let's put a link in there for the roadmap, because I'm sure anybody here that doesn't have it needs to get it. But rather than play another video, there you go. If you got any questions about this, be sure to ask us. But I think we made our case pretty strong. Did we make our case, folks, about everybody ought to have MTI by DTI and they ought to have the roadmap, right? Now, Jonathan, let's go through the trades we made and do a recap. I think I've done 3 trades, haven't I?
Yeah, I'm going to change the slide. I'm going to change the slide here. Go find the trades. Let's see. Where did they go? Trade number 1, it was on XBI, Feb 27th. About the 132 call, sold the 137 call for a 210 entry. Target's 254.
Okay.
Trade 2 was this one right here. SLV trade, a credit put spread.
Yeah, I don't think we got filled on that one.
Not yet. Not yet, but we'll see.
I'm going to keep working, keep my hook in order. That'll probably be the last trade I do today on that one. Okay, so we got XBI for sure, GLD for sure. We're working that trade, correct?
And trade 3 is GLD. So
yeah,
$1.35-ish actually entry. The slide says $1.43, but $1.35 was our fill and $1.74 target. Good till cancel on the Feb 20, 450, 453 call spread.
All right, let's look at Nike on Genesis.
Nike, it says out until it gets above 66.55.
Okay, let's look at IWM. We got IWM on just saying out, right?
It out, but it's close. 271.55 here, so we'll get you into IWM.
Okay. Trader Ann, we don't sell VIPs on the roadmap anymore. Put your name, let's do this. Put your name, phone number here. I'll call you and make you a special price for everything you want, okay? Put your name, I'll call you myself. Name and number, and I'll give you a call. I'll call you right after I call Mark Rieger when I finish this today. I like talking to people. Okay. Look for a call sometime after 4, around 4 from area code 5 or 251. I think I got that. Write this down, Jonathan, make sure I got the right number, because it looks like too many digits, isn't it?
Let me see. Andres, is that, that's not an overseas number, is it? Is that a +59 number overseas? Looks like it might be.
Oh, it's Uruguay?
Mhm.
Andres, write this number down. You call me, 251-232-1555. Call me after I finish this. As soon as I finish, you call me, okay?
That's it. You got it, Andres.
Okay. I got to put you in here. If I don't have you in my contacts, it won't let you through. Let me do that real quick while I'm thinking about put you in my contacts where you can get through. Okay, contacts. Okay. Okay, it should work when you call me, okay? All right, so did you put the link up to buy the roadmap?
Sure did. Then we wanted to go look at the trade, so we went there. Let's go back to the roadmap slide.
Any questions about the roadmap itself?
Teach you different ways to make money, Linda. That's why Linda says why a bull call on GLD and why a bull put on SLV. One of the reasons teach you different ways to make money.
See, what I have found, Linda, if the market's real slow, I'd rather sell premium. If the market's moving, I'd rather buy premium. And so the market right now, some markets are moving pretty good. Other markets are a little sideways. So time works for you. The question is, Jonathan, would you mind going over how to follow a credit spread if it goes against you? Well, first thing you need to do, and then I'll hand it to Jonathan. First thing you need to do, wherever your short strike price is, you ought to put an alert there because you don't want it to go below that number. That's when you got to take action on a short spread. You understand that, Roz? Okay. That's what I do. When I put one of these things in there, I set an alert and then I forget about it until it's time to tick off. Let me ask y'all a question. We've been giving y'all a lot of information. Answer a question for me. Clearly, if you follow what we do, you make money. Is that true or false? Give me an honest answer. If you follow what we do, is that true or false? If that's true, and you learn how it all works, isn't that added value to what we do? I'm just asking the question. Isn't it added value instead of just saying buy this or buy that? Because I have always had the philosophy, if I could teach you how this works, you'll be a better student. I think it's proven out over the years. Got to put a little time in it though. Jonathan, I would like you to go through, why don't we take a 7-minute break, come back, and we're going to get into time-wise, I think we're going to get in, we've done 2 trades. When I come back, I'll do a trade, and then we're going to get into, let's skip Genesis, okay, and go to the new kid on the block, okay? Next.
Yep. Okay.
Andres, if you'll call me when I finish doing this after, usually about 3, I'll wrap it up, okay? Call me then. You mind calling me right at 3 my time? Okay. All right, let it play, and I'll be back in 7 minutes, Jonathan.
All right, folks, we got one more session to go, I think. Who wants to hear that song of Tom's? Who wants to hear that song of Tom's? Let's play that catchy theme and then we'll talk about it. The new kid on the block, Orion.
In the early light, before the rooster crows, T-bus sits where the ticker flows. A coffee cup, a steady hand. He trades the market like a riverboat man. Oh, T-bus, he's trading his way through the peaks and the falls. Come what may, with a gut full of grit and a heart that won't sway. T-bus, he did it his way. He watches the charts like the stars in the sky, looking for answers, a reason why. Some call it luck, some call it skill, but Tom just calls it paying the bills. Through the red and the green, he's danced with a line. Every loss and each win, a tale of his time. Oh, T-bus, he's trading his way through the peaks and the falls. Come what may, with a gut full of grit and a heart that won't sway. T-bus, he did it his way. Not every day's a victory, not every trade a gold, but he's learned to weather storms, let the stories unfold. With his eyes on the prize, his heart in the fray, T-bus stands tall at the end of the day. Not every day's a victory, not every trade a gold, but he's learned to weather storms, let the stories unfold. With his eyes on the prize, his heart in the fray, T-bus stands tall at the end of the day. Not every day's a victory, not every trade a gold, but he's learned to weather storms, let the stories unfold. With his eyes on the prize, his heart in the fray, T-bus stands tall at the end of the day. Not every day's a victory, not every trade a gold, but he's learned to weather storms, let the stories unfold.
All right, we're back. And before Tom comes on, I got a question to address via the roadmap from Peg. Peg, if you on your roadmap charts, I'll just go live to show you this. Let's see, roadmap. So we usually look at candles just because it's easier to see the bars. But on your keyboard, once you're on the chart, you can click on B, the B key for bar chart. You can click on L for a line chart. You can click on T for a kind of fake tick chart, and then C back to candle. But you probably just bumped your keyboard is my guess. So just click on the chart, type C on your keyboard, and it'll toggle back over to the candlestick chart. Yeah, you got it. Good deal. Tom, I know you want to talk about Orion.
I do want to talk about Orion, but first of all, I want to, can you do it? Somebody do me a survey and let me know who has Orion, who doesn't.
I can do a survey. Just give me a second here.
Let's do a survey. Find out who has Orion and who doesn't.
Let's see. New poll. I'm going to put up a poll here in just a second. Do you have Orion? Choice 1 is yes. Choice 2, not yet. Let's save this and try to run this poll. Let's see, save as webinar poll. It's got to be this one here, right? Yeah, here we go. Poll's up. Should be able to see a poll and answer to it. Tom, could you
I
see?
I don't see the number. You tell me the number, right?
Yeah, I'll give it a a minute, let people answer, then I'll take a snapshot of it and show you. Right now it's about half and half though. We got 170 people in the room. Let's try to get up to 100 before I take a snapshot.
100 votes, you mean?
Yeah, 100 votes.
Does that mean somebody signed in and not listening? That couldn't happen, could it, Jonathan?
127 Central. Yeah. Hey, we're starting the California market. All those people in Mountain Time and Central Time are probably grabbing a little bite to eat. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take a snapshot here. Still about 50-50, but the not yets have the edge, slight edge. If you can see that poll, let's make sure you can see that. Yep, you should be able to see that.
How many people don't have it?
Let's see. Let me share it again here. Let's see, where is that at? New. All right. So 4 out of the 42 out of the 77 that's answered, 42 out of 78. It's still adding up here on my computer, but let me do this.
It's only 78 answered.
Yeah, so far. Still they're still coming in, but 42 out of 78 don't have Orion. 36 out of 78 do. Some votes are still filtering in.
I guess what I'm trying to get at is because if you had what I consider, I'm a little biased, I'll admit that, but if you had something that would generate the kind of results our one ticker program generated over the last year and a half, something like 90+% accuracy, I remember correctly, okay? And I've been able to get it programmed with some other stuff. It's 24 hours now and that kind of stuff. If you had something that you could go to, that would be unbiased, whether the market went up or down, but just based off what the market does. I'm always talking about do what the market tells you to do. And sometimes it's hard to do, isn't it? Because you want it to go up, but yet it's going down, right? Well, Orion could care less. Orion does what the market and the strategy takes advantage of the market. And the overall theme is you're going to spend about $1. So the key, what you have to remember is keep your bets level. And what that means is if you put $500 on Orion, put $500 every day until you get about 10 trades, and then change it if you want to increase it, and then add more. But the point is the odds are so high, okay? And it puts you in a position to take advantage of, let's say that I had a doctor's appointment. Tom Busby's got a doctor's appointment, can't be here during the key time to look at a particular trade. That happens to everybody, right? That's life, right? But guess what Orion does? Orion does the trade that I would do if I was here, and it lets you know via the Telegram channel it's a play or not. To me, that is so valuable to have that setup and research done for you. How many people agree with that statement? I mean, you might be here ready to go and blow, and I might be, I know it used to be, I might be on the golf course. Hadn't been on it in a long time, but I might get back. But I'm just saying, Orion is designed to really add a whole bunch of money to your account if I take you through all the master classes I'm going to do and teach you about it. So the first question that comes to mind, what is Orion? Well, Orion's a Telegram channel that focuses on the QQQ because it's very liquid and focused between the hours of 12 Eastern time and 3, which means okay.
And Tom, it said get long the QQQ yesterday, actually. It said get
Yep.
long QQQ.
That was a good day to get long.
Sure was.
And I'll teach you in the master class how you adjust it to help you, Andres, okay? That's what you got to learn, okay? But it basically told you get long. That's a heck of a trade to tell you get long yesterday. Wouldn't that be a heck of a trade to tell you yesterday when I was telling you the same thing? You ought to be long?
That's 616. It's up to almost 622 today.
You got 6 points. That's huge. So I don't know, did Orion do anything today? By the way, Chuck now has added a review to teach you and educate you, okay? Has it done anything today, Jonathan? I'm just curious.
No official trade yet. No
Okay,
official
we're
trade
waiting
yet.
then. We got a little time for that to happen, right?
Yeah, we got a little time. It's 1:33. We got till 4.
Yeah. So you tell me. How many people are willing for the next 30 days, let's say, to get in Orion to see it and make sure it works for you for the next 30 days? How many people are willing to do that? That don't have it. If I get all 42 people, I might do it. All right, let's do this then. Get signed up. Jonathan, play the tape on Orion, and I'll come back, and we're going to do our 4th trade of the day and wrap up this marathon, okay? And I got to do an adjustment on SLV when I come back. So I got 2 trades at the end of the recording. And then we'll go to Orion, look at it and all that. Let's listen to it. I want to listen to it myself. So
Yep.
I want you to write, hey, do me a favor. I need your feedback. Listen to this and see if there's anything I need to add to this presentation. We're in the early stages of Orion. Okay?
Before I get
Let it play. Get started. You do not want to miss what I say about Orion. All right, let's do it. Scoring 20 to 25% gains from the stock market would grow your account pretty good, wouldn't it? Especially if you had 4 opportunities every week. It's where I pay less than $1 to get in with trades with the potential to deliver these type of gains faster than anything that we see. Not day trading now, but overnight trading. That ought to interest you by reworking the money over and over again throughout the week when it sets up. Now, past performance is not indicative of future results. We did this to give you an edge where you will be able to follow along and have the technical tools a lot of people out there have that you don't have because we had the programming power to do it. Now, in any trade approach, there will be losers. You got to be aware of that. You got to use level bet. Does everybody know what I mean when I say use level bets? Basically, what I'm saying is keep every trade equal dollars. That's the secret. Every trade equal dollars. Everybody give me a yes if you understand that. So if you buy 10 contracts at $1, that's $1,000. So every trade should be $1,000. That's what I'm saying. For those that are new, we got a lot of new people here. I'm Tom Busby. And what you're about to hear, you won't hear from anybody else, because this is something that's reaching for the stars. I started markets way back in the 1970s. Since then, I've been featured everywhere. I paid my prices. I paid my dues. And if you ever listen to me, I think you get it figured out pretty quick that real trading is not easy. It takes discipline and it takes a process. 3 of my books, Winning a Day Trading Game in 11 different languages, The Markets Never Sleep, published years ago when I foresaw that one day we'll be trading stocks 24 hours. And of course, that attitude you got to have, trade to win. Now, I had a Globex terminal. That was the forerunner to what you're doing today, electronic trading. I was trading electronically when people didn't know you could do it through the exchange. I was one of the very few people that had this outside of Chicago. It was quite a machine. One of only 50 in the entire world at the time. I started a school called the Day Trading Institute back in 1996, later changed the name to Diversified Trading Institute. We're known as DTI all over the world. I built that school, that building, because I wanted traders to have a place to come and learn and educate themselves. With the technology improving now, I still do small classes here in Ponte Vedra, Florida, 5 to 8 people. This class happens to have 9, Adam, and one large meetup in the summer that happens at TPC where they have the players tournament. And that is Bill in the picture. But it never stopped for me from always trying to find an edge in the market. That's what traders do. And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. An easy way to deliver to you Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, these type trades. Using technology to do it. Taking my strategy. But I mean it sincerely. Now, I don't mean it's better or any more accurate. What I mean is all the work I do to deliver has been programmed as a strategy to come direct to you. Consistently, Tuesday through Friday. These 20, 25% gains, you made a lot of those trades with me over time. Now I've got it programmed. I think you're going to love it. Most traders will never think about this particular segment I'm in. They deliver the unique potential to take $1 for an option and turn it into a 20, 25% gain. Nothing odd or lucky about going there. I've proven it to you for years. You can do it. Now it's going to be programmed. It's going to be a strategy. We call it Orion. The phenomenon is real. It's buried in that market a lot of people don't know about. I understand it. I've shared it with you in the past, and I think you're going to love it. What's so beautiful about this? You know the time to look, how to set up looks, and the trade to take. A lot of the hard part, and the option to buy. You see how to leverage it and use it, using level bets, and how options actually work, because most traders get it wrong. An option price is basically the market's answer to one question. What are the chances it ends up worth something? For example, if SPY is trading at 690, a 650 call expiring next month is going to be expensive. That's what it looks like, because the market says there's a high chance it will end up valuable. That's the way options work. A 750 call, very cheap, are telling you it probably won't be worth anything by expiration date. That's simple enough to understand the two extremes. But here's where it gets interesting. Here's where experience comes to play. You look at these out of the money options and think lottery ticket, not lottery tickets when I traded. Imagine you could buy that cheap option and likely expire at zero, but every once in a blue moon they could hit it big. Or either lighting a few bucks on fire on a massive win. In fact, I've heard traders refer to these options as lottery tickets. That's not what makes these options special. What makes them incredibly unique is how sensitive their price is to small changes. Let me show you exactly what I mean. The football game that explains everything. Imagine Georgia is playing Marshall. You know who Marshall is, you know who Georgia is. Georgia is one of the best programs in the country. And that's not just me being biased. Marshall's not. The odds makers give Georgia a 98% chance to win. Now, if Georgia scores a touchdown on the opening drive, what happens to the odds? They tick from 98 to 99. It got higher. A 1% improvement. If you bet on Georgia, your position barely moved. But what if Marshall scores that opening touchdown instead? Nobody said that. Now somebody thinks Marshall's going to win, but the odds shift from 2% to 4%. That's a 100% movement. You see the percentage in using the numbers this way, it really explains it well. 100% increase in value from the exact same action on the same field. Marshall odds are far more sensitive to what happens along the way. Option market works exact same way. Take a look at the SPY from Friday. Safe income trade sitting comfortably below current price is already valued at 80 cents on the dollar. Even in the best case scenario, you're looking at about a 20% upside. But to trade our system is priced at 33 cents on the dollar with over a 200% of theoretical room to move. Now here's the key. Same price move that pushes the safe trade from 80 to 82 can push our trade from 33 cents to 50. Same movement. Now think about what that means. $1,000 in the safe trade, you're up 25 bucks. In our trade, you're up 515 on the same movement. The key is knowing when to place the trade and how to place it. That's a 20x difference in return on the same underlying asset in the same time frame on the same move. Because the pricing sensitivity of those options, and that's what we've cracked. We're not holding these positions hoping for a home run. We know they'll probably expire worthless at the end of the expiration, but we don't care about that, do we? We're not marrying these options. We're dating these options. We care about their potential to gain outside value along the way. We only care about capturing that 25% income. Stock doesn't need to do anything dramatic, just needs to move enough to shift the unlikely to the slightly less unlikely. That small shift in story is where the quick gains live. Over the past few months, we've been building a system to capture these exact opportunities, to capture that 20 to 25% sweet spot in the shortest amount of time possible. And here's the beautiful thing about it. Everybody that I show this to says, Orion, I love the name. Give me a yes if you love the name of Orion. You're going to love it better when it starts paying you Tuesday through Friday, when it pays. Here's how it works. Every day it scans the markets using DTI method for breakout opportunities in either direction. Automatically alerts us throughout the day, let us know if the trade is imminent. When an official breakout is triggered. The algorithm scans the entire option market, searching for the secondary options that are most sensitive to price change we can take advantage of. When we find the exact option, we generate that option setup, and we get our returns within 72 hours. Anybody ever heard me use the word 72 hours? We build it in. It fires those details and automatic updates straight to the private Orion Telegram channel. It gives you the ticker, exact options, price, target, exit instructions. One of the favorite things about the way our Orion works, if the trade hadn't hit our target within 72 hours, we move on and look at the next one. We keep it simple. Simple is good. Take a look at December 26th. Well, most of us still recover from Christmas. Orion was scanning the market for these opportunities. It printed this out. It told us the exact options to buy. It told us where to set our sell at. And it told us about the time stock within 72 hours close the position. Not hard to follow, is it, with those contingencies? That was a short opportunity on the QQQ. It is neutral to which way the market goes. It sets up where the best opportunities there and odds favor, up or down. Notice the trade structure we're looking for QQQ go below 618 by January 16th. Now look at the current chart in QQQ. It's not looking so good for QQQ below 618 that week. But remember, we don't actually care about that one because we're already out of it at our profit. So when the QQQ dropped and smashed our target the next day, we're gone. In truth, I never believed the market below 618 in January when we did the trade. But as you know, I was very bullish on January 2026. But that's not the point. The market said go short. We took it. What made this trade work so powerful is how we grabbed an easy 25% gain, even though the market was weeks away from knowing the result of the final trade. Does everyone see the difference here, what we're doing? We're letting the market determine, regardless of what we think, the most appropriate direction to take, the time to take it, the profit that we're going to take, and where we're wrong when we get out 72 hours later. This is the key to Orion right here. This is not a lottery trade, it's a high odds trade setting up that we're going to take advantage of. Take advantage of these small changes in the odds along the way to produce these outside gains. The Orion algo combines the two powerful forces of what might be the best trade I ever come up with. You use the DTI method to find it, the exact moment to get in, the exact option to take, the exact direction to take, and now it's in play. And of course, when the price is moving, it will change the value of the options. Second, it identifies the exact options most sensitive to that price shift, so that when the price does move, we get the biggest payout possible. Here's a signal on January 6th. Look at the signal. Signal was long, January 6th. Now remember this trade, you should remember this one, we made it. As you see, Orion found options looking for QQQ to hit 639 by January the 30th. Notice the price of QQ never got near that 639, nowhere near January 30th, not even January 30th right now. It's remarkable how consistent this is. Generated a 25% return in a few hours thanks to our special option Orion identified to create an outside gain. You see in what I think might be the best trade setup that we've come up with in all these years, because I'm not having to do the work because the work's already inside the algo. I love it. And Orion on December 19th, Medallion members have had access and they're screaming about how good it was. Mary Ann was with me Thursday and Friday, one-on-one, said, hey, we got an Orion signal. I'm over there trading it. And I said, good. My goal is to trade this through Q1, prove its most dynamic income opportunity entire market for 2026. We'll open it up to the public after that, April or May. But today, we're opening up 30 pre-release spots for anyone who wants to test alongside Jonathan and me. When we open this up to the public, I will plan to price it at $19.95 per year. It's going to be a steal for folks who understand the power of Orion. But if you're one of the first 30 in the door, takes it, you'll be an Orion founding member. It gives you special benefits, like the masterclass I'm going to do Friday, which means you can pay $19.95 to access to Orion Algo and real-time alerts and never pay again. The lifetime access to Orion is just $19.95 if you want to go on and lock it down. If you decide to charge more than $19.95 per year, you'll be locked in at that price. Let's drop the link. Drop the link, dtitrader.com/Orion. Call our team at 904-706-3532. On top of that, you will get lifetime VIP membership for $19.95. Sign up for Orion Trade Alerts right now. Take one of the spots. You won't pay more. You're locked in. We had our first guy through the door. Glenn, thank you so much. 29 left. Now I have a masterclass set up for Friday because we're going to really milk this sucker. So be part of it. We'll walk you through the trade step by step, teach you how to make Orion one of the #1 trading tools. Let me answer some questions I'm sure you have about Orion. How does Orion find these specific opportunities? First, Orion dynamically updates the reference levels we have had each day and monitors price action for a breakout or breakdown. Then it uses state-of-the-art options data feed, one that costs about $100,000 per year, to dig through the options chain and find a specific trade that's most sensitive to the upside potential to the breakout. That's what you don't have, you will have in Orion. It recognizes the trade in detailed alerts, sends it in real time to our private Orion Telegram channel. Does Orion trade both directions? Give me a yes. It does. It's based on our method. When the market goes up, goes down during that time frame, it trades. Finds the exact option to trade and take advantage. When do I lose? Do I lose 100%? Always, there's that rare possibility, but odds are, since we're getting out in 72 hours, no. That's the big benefits of Orion. The clock ticks from the time you enter the trade 72 hours later. Exit trade with a small gain or small loss if it doesn't hit the target. Even better, because these secondary options are already priced in low probability, probably don't lose value as quickly as something closer in. How do I know when to get out? Every Orion trade gives you the exact target to set on the trade. You know exactly where to take your profit. The lifetime membership, $19.95, only 30 of it. Take it. You won't pay $4,000, you won't pay $5,000. You'll be locked in at this price, VIP. Believe, because it does work, and you will see it work in real time, along with me and Jonathan would do it. 29 left. Glenn was first. Just tell me if you're coming in where I can count it down. We'll pull down the slide. Thank you very much. Any questions, ask them. It's going to be a tremendous week. I hope you're part of it. Cindy's in, 28 left. James is in, 27 left. Tuesday through Friday, that'd be 4 trades maximum a week, William. You don't have to take it all, but you can. Now, don't join Dave if that's the issue. 26. Got to take a chance sometimes. You know how good this stuff is. You're gonna love it at this price. All right, we're down to 24. Since I'm not gonna miss a founding special yet, hadn't done it in all these years. Way to go, Glenn. Steve, I can tell you it's gonna be somewhere around 4 out of 5, okay? 4 out of 5. Every trade. The difference is 23, Allen's in. If you want to talk to Kelly or Jeffrey, put your name, phone number in there. Adam will reserve one of the spots for you. Allen was smart by doing it. He got him a spot doing it. Around 12 o'clock, iPads in. I think we're down to about 19 left. No, William, there's not.
Hey, T-Buzz, real quick. The window for the alerts are from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern time, Tuesday through Friday.
Yeah, right. Tuesday through Friday, 12 to 3. I said after 12. I didn't give them the ending thing. Thanks for clarifying that. Oh, Ryan. We're reaching for the stars here. All right, Dave, put your email in there. They'll reserve a spot for you. You have to put your email and phone number if you do it. You want to talk to Kelly or Jeffrey. Sylvan. All right, we're down to 16 spots right now. Thank you. No problem, Bob. Put your name and email and we'll reserve a spot for you. Got to have your name and email, though. We're not messing around with this. It's too valuable. Don't you love that name? Orion. This might be the best name we've come up with in years, Adam. Orion. Just rolls off your tongue. Any other questions? That's right, Skip. That's where it came from. Know your stars. Debits. They're debits. You can, William, but we got it. You got to remember, we got people a lot of different levels of experience. Would you say? I got people starting out 2 or 3 years. I got people out to 20 years. Everybody can alter it to fit their desires. We take the money and run because that's what we do, because we know it's going to generate another one. But some of these trades might be 60 or 70. You don't know. I want you to think about something. Just go back in our history. Told you last year crude oil was going to drop 20%. I told you last year that gold was going to make new highs. It made a new high. I told you in December silver was a straight out buy. Don't look back. All these things are based not on what I think, but what the numbers tell me. This is what Orion's about. taking the numbers, taking what you think out of the way, and focus on what the market tells you to do. That's what I love about it. No running and hiding, baby. When that thing prints a trade, you got to take it. Right. That's right. What I'm excited about is the following. You get in that Orion channel and you're going to start working. It's going to make you say, wow, my account's growing. That's why I got involved in trading, right? Anyway, we're just trying to use the technology. We're doing a good job of it. I believe in technology. I believe in process. And I believe in doing our work. We've done it. Mary Alice, as long as you'll hold any of these options, it's 72 hours. All right, well, I'm going to wrap it up, Adam. You want to replay it for everybody?
Yep, I can do that. Just give me about 4 minutes to stop this and get everything ready to replay. If you want to.
We're going to replay it because we're going to give you another chance to hear all the stuff about it.
All right, so that was Orion.
Yeah, and let me tell you what I'm going to do, because I want to get anybody that's interested to cross the line. What's the biggest fear you have? Jennifer says, let's see what, not Jennifer. Terry says, I'm interested, but I'm a new trader and learning. I don't want it to be too complicated. Okay, that's a valid concern, Terry. How do we get past that? What do you think is a good way to get past it? Let me ask you. You need to be part of it, so because you're going to learn so much. But how do we get past your fear? Yeah, we typically offer a 14-day trial, but here's what I'm going to do. For those people that join me during this time period as we're having this open discussion, Jonathan, I want you to identify these people. We're going to give them 30 days, but we're going to do something extra special for everybody that's an Orion member. Tuesday through Friday, before I do my live trading, I'm going to come on early and give you the analysis there at 1:15, Tuesday through Friday, okay? To make sure that you're getting a 100% value. And you got 30 days to let me know instead of the 14 whether it worked for you. Is that fair enough if I did that? Now, I might miss a day from here or there, but generally speaking, I'll be there every day at 1:15, or I'll tell Jonathan to go in there at 1:15 and tell you. Okay? What do you think about that, Terry? Would that get you past your fear? I'm trying to remove the fear because I want people, this is so valuable. And if you will learn what I'm going to teach you, each day you're going to get each day you're going to get an insight or something that's going to help make you a better trader. That's worth a fortune. I'll give it to you at 1:15 on Orion. I believe in it so much. I want people to participate, okay? But you got, if you buy it, Jonathan, I want you to keep up with anybody that buys it today, they get that offer, okay? I'll give you the names, or we'll make sure Adam's got the names recorded. That should get everybody here. All those people that doesn't have Orion should get across the finish line with that additional work I'm going to do. Okay? Now, I'm not going to do it. I say we got, what do we got? 46 people that didn't have it, right? Who's going to be in on that? Let's count and make sure I'm going to do it. I got to know if you're going to do it or not. I'm removing the obstacles. Just type, I'm gonna be in. Let me count it. Yeah, all you gotta do is type in, okay, there's one. Yeah, there's 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Put your name and email. Put your name and email in there, Gwendolyn. We'll get you straightened out. Put your name and email. Jonathan, take Gwendolyn's name. We're gonna help her special situation, okay? Put your name and email in there, Gwendolyn. You know, I tell people that come see me face to face, I'll teach them more in 2 days, they'll learn in a year. Who's been with me? Yeah, put your phone number too, Gwendolyn, because I gotta call you myself. You're number 3 I'm calling today. After Mark, after Andrews. All right, perfect, Bob. I think that removes all obstacles. What I'm going to do, basically say, hey, I'll just use Jennifer's name, so I think she's in it anyway, or maybe getting in. But Jennifer, listen to me at 1:15 every day on what Orion said. Jennifer says her account's up over 10% since she left the small class. And what's so great about it, she brought her daughter, and I bet her daughter's all excited too. Jonathan, you working with her daughter? Okay, get signed up. I will call Gwendolyn, help her special situation out. Let me put your phone number here before it gets away. Here it is. Gwendolyn. I like that name, Gwendolyn. Queen Gwendolyn. Yeah, I'm very seriously taking the price of this to $4,000. It's just too valuable because I think this could be a core thing that everybody here, once I teach them what I'm going to do over the next 30 days, it's really going to make it. All right, everybody put their name in here that or not the name, but put your, get signed in if you're in, okay? And we'll check you off that you're in, you qualify for the special offer, okay? I love this name, as you can tell, Orion. This is your chance to shoot for the stars, literally. Way to go, David C. Way to go. Is that everybody? We got a large number. You 46 decided you're going to take me up on that offer. Y'all know a good deal when you hear it. I appreciate that, showing the confidence and the trust that I'm going to do what I say, and I will do what I'm saying. But 1:15, keep this in mind next Tuesday, 1:15, there will be a special analysis that I'll do live with you and show you what it's telling you to do that day. Fair enough? Okay. Jonathan, I say let's finish up pretty hard here. why don't we do this? Why don't we go over the trades we made? We've done XBI and GLD. We haven't got in SLV, have we?
Not yet. Might have to adjust those strikes, I guess.
Yeah, let's adjust the strikes. Let's go find 112 cents and adjust the strikes.
Staying on the January 20th expiration, which is next Wednesday. I think I misspoke earlier and said next Friday. That's next Wednesday. And let's see, live market on SLV. I'm looking at an 82.5, 82 right now, which is marked at 11 cents midpoint time. I don't know.
82, what is it? 82, 81.5?
82.5, 82 is what I'm looking at right now. Don't know if they'll fill us at 12 cents, but
What's an 83, 82.5?
that one is marked at a midpoint of 12 cents. So more likely.
Let's do that one. Do that one. I want to get it done. Do it. 83, 82.5. We're changing the strikes on the SLV. Everybody understands if you do 10 of them at 12 cents, it's 120 bucks. Your ouch point is 83. See, SLV's moved up to 87, so I'm willing to go up a little bit on the strike, okay? Everybody got it? So I'm doing the 83, 82.5. That's the third trade, right, Jonathan?
Yeah, that should get us filled in the third trade at 12 cents.
Let me do it myself, okay? SLV. Just repeat it where I'm not looking at. Tell me which one it is. It's the 28th.
It's Feb 28 or January 28th, excuse me, expiration.
We're selling the 83. What did I do there? I just filled something. 83, 82.5 at 12. Okay. I did it.
There you go.
It's a good trade, folks. It's in there. Now, where do we get in trouble with this trade? You got to know where you get in trouble. You set an alert. You set an alert at 83. Everybody understand that? Okay, I did it. I'm in. All right, now let's go back to MTI. Let's tie everything together. Let's go back to MTI.
Moving around a little too fast for me there, Tom.
Oh, I'm too fast?
Yep.
I've never been accused of being too fast.
Yeah, yeah, you are. You just like to go at your own speed. All right, MTI by DTI. Let's see here.
Speed. There you go. Do I have any other Promillas in here? Anybody else named Promilla in here? That's a unique name, isn't it? Promilla. The one and only. Okay. All right, what do we got in there? That's SLV, right?
Yeah, it is.
Well, Nike's not set up for me. IWM's not set up, but SLV is. Let's do a 3-wide spread. This is going to be this is going to be a home run. Y'all ready for a home run? Let's find $1 to $1.10 spread out to March with SLV. You got to go with the Shelby. Everybody know what I'm referring to with the Shelby?
I do not. What you mean?
Shelby Mustang.
I know what a Shelby Mustang is.
Yeah, that's it. This is
All
a
right,
fast car.
SLBs, yeah, definitely a fast car. SLB is an 8720. You wanted to find a 3 wide for $1, you said?
Yeah, 3 wide for $1. Let me know. I'm gonna give everybody 2 minutes to get in front of me because I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do this one myself.
90, let's see. 9093 is 98 cents.
Okay, a 90. Boy, that's stepping out there, but we're gonna do it. Is that March? What's the expiration?
March 20th. Well, hang on. Let's see if we can't get to 89.92.
That'd be great to get 89. You can come in a week if you have to.
That'll work. 89.92.
I like 89.92 better. Now you're being buying a call, buy vertical. How many people's ever heard that I pay you to come to my presentations? Let's see if that's true. John, if that's 89.82? Is that March 6th?
March 20th, 89.92.
Okay.
$1.05 or lower. Should be at about $1.02. $1.02, $1.03.
I'm a player. Okay. I would say 5. I think 5's a good number. All right, Jonathan, let's go to a scratch sheet and say if all these trades work out using a 10 lot, how much somebody would make if all of them turn out to be positive and good. Get their targets, all that stuff. By the way, your target on this is $1.34. When Jonathan gets ready, I want to do the analysis to see if in fact I pay you to be here. I want you to remember this analysis. I want you to remind me if I don't. But I'm using a 10 lot. And then we're going to calculate how much money we got to put up. We're going to finish up by calculating how much money you got to put up to do all this. Well, I'm not saying you got to do a 10 lot. I'm just doing 10 for simple math, okay? Everybody understand that, right? I'm doing a little bit more than that. I used MTI, I used Genesis, I used the roadmap, I used all the tools to come up with this. $1.34 target. Now let's go calculate using a 10 lot, how much they'd make from today's marathon if everything works. That's a caveat. It might not work, but we're going to figure out how much meat's on the bone. Yeah, he's going to review everything, Polly.
Here I am. Only one dude though. It takes me a little time to get all this done.
Jonathan, I might add, your slides today turned me on. They were good. Our slide deck has really got good. I got to say I'm really happy with our slide deck.
The first trade was on XBI. We got in at 210 and target 254. You wanted to base it on what, Tom?
A 10 lot. If we hit our target.
So if we're getting at 210 and out at 254, that's $44 on one lot. Times it by 10, $440 profit.
Okay, 440 bucks, we hit that one.
Trade number 2 was on SLV. We changed the strikes up and got filled at 12 cents. Now I'll just put a target of 3 cents, Tom, but if you let it expire worthless, we can base it
No,
on.
just assume it's gonna expire worthless. Let's just go, let's just figure best case scenario.
So 12 bucks or 120 on 10 lot.
Okay,
Trade number 3 was on GLD debit spread. We got filled at $1.35. Target 74 cents. So what is that? 40 cents. We'll just round up and call it 40 cents. I think
400
right?
bucks.
40, 50, 60, 70, yeah, 40 cents, 400 bucks. And trade number 4. Just did it on SLV, another 30 bucks there, so 300.
what's that total?
4, 8, 11, 12, 20. 12, 20. 1,220 bucks.
So let me ask y'all a question. If I announce if I do another marathon, who's gonna come? When I do another marathon after this. So you understand when I say I pay you to be here? 10 lots not very much money because really you talk about roughly a $4,000 or $5,000 commitment. We're not going to lose if we'll get out of 72 hours if they don't pay. But I think you get the idea just how valuable it is, huh? Pretty wild. All right, go back to the offer on Genesis. Not Genesis. Orion, go back to that offer. You will find out people that join my program, we take money from the uneducated and pay for all the stuff. Just got to go with me. I'm going to find some good trades. Right, John Lozar? He's been with me a long time. John, how long you been with me? 15 years. Do I do what I say? Do I educate you at live sessions? And are you a better investor trader because you are part of the DTI group? I think it's a triple hitter right there with yes, yes, yes. All right, so you got today's offer. Next Tuesday at 1:15, I'm going to start giving you analysis and application at 1:15 Tuesday. I'll do it Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Probably take off on Friday because it might be a little difficult, but I'll do it 1:15 prior to live trading. Okay? I'll get everybody where they're getting so much education with insights. It'll be good. The better offer, I would say, right now, get in Orion and then buy MTI if you're trying to choose between the two. That's a better offer. Okay, Jim Lowe? Get your Orion in and we'll get Jonathan to record the name down where you'll know the 30 days is working, okay? I normally don't do it this way, but I decided to open the gates and just lay it out there for people that really wants to have what I consider a great trade, okay? So on the QQQ, that'll be the symbol. The time of executions from 12 to 3. for the next 30 days, starting on Tuesday of next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'll come in and give you analysis and execution on those days. All right, Trader Land, when I wrap up, you go first, call me, okay? I gotta call Mark after you call me from Uruguay, okay? Jonathan, thank you for your hard work. Chuck, get your roadmap running. Thank you for the news brief. That's something we're gonna add in. Jonathan, every day, Chuck's gonna give us the headlines and things that's making the market move to start off. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Again, all these estimates are based on the best of all situations. And if you use Tradier, you don't pay commission.
Thanks, Tom. Enjoyed it. Have a good one.
Well, Thomas, play along if you want to, if you got good internet. Give Kelly Thomas McCurry, let her set him up, okay? Tell her what we're doing,
Sure will.
okay?
Yep. Sure will.
Folks, it's been fun, and I'm wore out. I know Jonathan is. We've been going at this all day. It's not easy to do this. Not considering everything you got out of the day. You got out of the day roadmap. You got MTI by DTI. You got an analysis of the market. I told you where the target in the market is. Nobody else knows that unless you were here. You got that to work with. And that's just the way we roll. By the way, silver made another all-time high. All right, I'm gonna shut down. Andres, call me. I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna talk to anybody else if you call me in the next 5 minutes. We'll get something worked out for you, okay? Call me. Phone's up, waiting for the call. Thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you.